Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Twenty-seven minutes past the hour of 6. This is 97.3 Citi FM. Ga Afro Praise Medley with Brian Kufuor Perez music. A song of praise to the Lord for the gift of life and for the faithfulness of His promise. Wonjioyi Walache Bahe Oshida. We praise you, we glorify your name. Giver of life, owner of life. Come for the praise that's worth you. This morning I'll bring you a nice one from Psalm 3, a psalm of David when he fled from his son Absalom. It says, Lord, how they have increased who trouble me. Many are those who rise up against me. Many are those who say of me, there is no help for him in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts my head. Oh, I love it. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts up my head. I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me all round. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have struck all my enemies on the cheekbone. You have broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing is upon your people. What a great assurance. What a powerful prayer from a man who was in dire straits. A conspiracy brewed against him, but he remembered where to find help. Do you know where to go when troubles surround you? Do you know who to call on when people plan against you? It says, but you, O Lord, are a shield for me. That would have been great enough, but you're also my glory and the one who lifts up my head. Be encouraged, be strengthened as we jump into the show this morning. 97.3 Citi FM, 19th day of March. On and on we go into the month that's promising great blessings. Business Sense brought to you by APSA. With APSA Target Save, you can plan towards specific goals and interest on your savings and get insurance cover to help protect what you're working towards. Is it a wedding or that long-awaited vacation trip? Whatever the goal, APSA will help you make it happen. Open an APSA Target Save account today. Your story matters, APSA. And we're starting off with a news review segment brought to you by Zonda Tech. Ghana is building. Ghana is moving. Ghana deserves the best. And now world-class vehicles are being assembled right here at home. Welcome to Zonda Tech Ghana, your one-stop automobile shop and proud operator of an impressive automobile assembly plant in Ghana. From heavy-duty trucks powered by Sinotrack to premium SUVs and pickups, we have all the range. We have the Great Wall Motors, we have Cherry, we have Forland, we have Shantui, and we have Sunny Group. Call Zonda Tech, they will deliver excellent quality every time. And of course, the segment is also brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy amazing benefits, including lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. It's time to switch and smile wider with Fidelity Bank. Call 0800 003 355 or log on to fidelitybank.com.gh for more information. So today is the last working day ahead of, how should I even call it, an arrangement of very lovely holidays. So tomorrow is Eid al-Fitr, and then of course Monday is Eid al-Fitr too.
Yes.
And then the week after starts on 24th and goes all the way to 28th, right? 28th. Then of course we have Back to Your Village Food Festival on Saturday and Sunday. So that's 28th and 29th. Very good. The Monday is 30th. That week ends on the 4th.
Yes.
Because there's also Good Friday that week.
The Friday that is good.
So we are also coming to work to Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Or Thursday. As which is guy will say Thursday. Then we have another Monday off. So it's a B.
2026 has started well.
So I say, Charlie, I even think April should have more. In fact, you know something? If the whole world decides to work for 4 days, nothing will change. Everything will be okay. It's not as if 7 days has achieved anything.
But you know, if you were in China, these holidays that you are celebrating, your CEO will be sitting there calculating the hours. And after the week after,
They will take it from your salary.
no, it's not taking from your salary. You will make it up.
They are not serious.
All the lost working hours will be made up the following week.
If the whole world work for 4 days, will we die earlier?
Well,
Will we even probably live longer?
Well, yeah, I mean, there are two sides to it.
Charlie.
You might have, people resting more, maybe.
Yeah.
But it also means that if you don't take into account how much you'll be losing, and
We are not losing anything.
then the
If
economy
all
will
of
be
us
affected.
decide that we will rest for nothing, nobody lose anything.
What is interesting is that
the
in
thing
the
Ghanaians will not rest.
in the
Not losing
in the
anything.
Asian region, some
Not
countries
losing
are cutting down on
Yeah.
But that's for the fuel matter.
because of the fuel matter. Yes.
When
That's-
COVID came, we didn't work. Did we die?
Yeah.
we work from home,
Yes, we should continue.
and some people went cuckoo because
The thing affect them. No, we have to meet people. I'm saying that, Charlie, the holidays are great.
it be.
Yeah, so
I see. And happy Eid to our Muslim brothers.
it's starting tomorrow.
Yeah, in advance.
No, in some places, in Nigeria,
It started today.
You have seen the
Nigeria
thing
today.
today.
Started today. Okay, of course, because of the yeah.
So
okay.
Nigeria, the holidays are today and tomorrow.
Okay.
They've
seen the thing.
So my Nigerian colleagues are very unhappy
That-
with my state.
because yours is better.
Mine is better. They say they are sending the matter to CAS.
Because your own, you are doing Charlie Friday and Monday, so you can travel.
But you, what is this casting?
Oh, yesterday you did justice to that.
You
But why the people are embarrassing like that?
you haven't heard the worst part.
Tell me
The
about
CAF
it.
president says the court, it has some highly distinguished lawyers, so we should leave them alone.
You should go see somewhere.
Patrick Mosepe.
Well, so the guy says they should investigate, possible.
Yeah.
This one there.
I wish we could file a joinder to support Senegal. Anyway, what are you graphic? What are they saying?
Bernard, the front page of the Daily Graphic carries the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. He's written
Fugu
an
Wednesday,
article.
or-
Yes, on
Is
page.
it an article?
Not Fugu.
Yes, a full article on the slave trade and why we have always called it a crime. And the graphic extracts a story from his article
Interesting.
and headlines it and says Ghana tables slavery motion at UN. BOG drops policy rate to 14%. And this is something also discussed yesterday. Government moves to establish independent emoluments commission.
Let me take you to the Chronicle. Big story. Government approved Damang mine sale talks before EMP in 2024. Official document revealing. So they're basically taking the matter back to the MPP if they complain today. Also, GACL action against Magdan Sparks backlash. Franklin Kujo, Sempe Manche back indigenous firm. And then Ghana is in a stronger position to withstand external shocks. This is coming in from the BOG.
Front page of the Daily Guide this morning, Bernard, scrap one Ghana Citi fuel levy minority comes to the photo of Collins Adomako Mensah, aka Rasta. And then, just in case you didn't hear what we were saying 5 minutes ago, Eid al-Fitr holidays. It's here. It's here.
Starts
Confirmed.
tomorrow.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Yes, it's here. High Court grants Freddie Blay bail.
sure.
Tema plane crash victims were sons of Hebron Prayer Camp founder. Very sad.
dear.
And there's a
so they were siblings?
Yes, there's a photo of Captain Frank Donko and Elijah Ofori Donko.
Oh, Charlie. Slow.
Condolences to the family. The Hawk newspaper says sky of death. Pilot brother killed in Tema crash. As you said, they have a photo here on the front page of the two. Also on the front page this morning, 248 million Ghana City laptops scam. Ministry brands Tiny Ram boost custom. Also on the front page this morning, Gold Board GGSA signed 27.5 million.
It be like, they see the headline stop. It confuse you small.
Yeah, because it's always
When they've written it, I not seeing it well. Okay.
And finally from me, Bernard, the front page of the Daily Democrat. Health Minister warns against unapproved admissions. Spiritual leader links Ghana struggles to colonial curse. Yeah, okay. CSIR workers protest Galamsey at Bonso. Appeal to government for urgent action.
Finally, from me though, we have the Mirror for the longest time we've not
Yeah,
seen this
but
paper.
because it comes on weekends.
Oh,
But
okay.
because there's a long holiday,
I
they have
see.
to bring it early.
So there's a beautiful photograph on the front page. The big story says, beyond the fast, women use iftar to drive empowerment. I don't know the photograph. The Salah dress code is here, but I don't
no, the picture is inside. It's
Okay,
page. I think it's page. Salah dress code is pages 8 and 9 or something.
And then how Hajia Memuna changes lives in Tamale.
Let's go online.
That's it.
All right. So if you go to citynewsroom.com, Galamsey is biggest emerging threat to national security according to the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. Randy Abbey says past borrowing to sustain cocoa prices still hurting the sector. And then Prof. Janku says Ghana faces economic risk amid Middle East crisis. Theo Champon says Ghana better place to absorb external shocks. Jinapo says, he's crediting domestic gold purchase program for Ghana's economic stability. So lots of stories from the international situation. NIB reversed to BNI as Parliament approves new security legislation. You know, the change to NIB was affecting the bank because then BNI became NIB.
And when
you say I'm coming from NIB, yeah, so they've reverted to the original.
Thinking when they
I don't know. Maybe the bank at the time didn't protest, so I think they've protested now.
No, I mean the government people.
I don't know. Well, if you go to Channel 1 News online, court adjourns case of Ebonoa to June 10. You know Ebonoa?
Oh, that man is still in the news.
He apparently collected money, built the ark, but the storm didn't come. If God sends you, you are not sure.
So is he inside or he's outside?
I think it's in the ark. State capture emerged minority slums Ibrahim Mohammed's mining deals. Meanwhile, Energy Ministry says fuel levy crucial minority claim inaccurate. Other stories, GGA calls for depoliticization of security recruitment, and they call for repeal of repressive sections of the Electronic Communications Act. And as we are aware, BOG cuts policy rate to 14%. Let me give you two quick more websites. My Joe Online, minority alleges state capture in mining sector. I read that earlier. Ghana's economy now resilient enough to withstand external shocks. This is Mahama. Ghana's fuel supply is secure, but prices remain uncertain. This is bulk distributors. Then if you go to the High Street Journal, there's an interesting headline. Ghana, a country full of accountants, economists, and lawyers, but can't fully account for its debts. That's a big one. BBC talks about Trump. He says US will massively blow up major Iranian gas fields if it attacks Qatar again. And we all suffer. Right? And then there's analysis how Iran war left Europe facing yet another energy crisis.
It's a senseless war. Ought not to have happened. There's no clarity as to what exactly the intentions are. The thing is all over the place.
And they are bombing energy facilities. That means that very soon fuel matters will be affecting the whole world. Yes. Let's come to the president. So he has written an article.
Yes. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, they have a story from the president's article. Ghana will table a motion for a resolution at the United Nations General Assembly on Wednesday, calling for the formal recognition of transatlantic trafficking and enslavement of Africans as a crime against humanity and the need for a process of repair. President John Dramani Mahama will be leading a delegation from Ghana and other African personalities to New York City to table the motion during the UN observance of the International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade on Tuesday, March 25 this year. In a feature shared exclusively with the Daily Graphic, President Mahama made it clear that although the call for reparatory justice was not new, in recent decades the tradition had taken institutional form, with the 1993 Abuja Proclamation recognizing the enslavement and trafficking of Africans as an unprecedented crime. If you're looking for the full feature written by the president, get a copy of the Daily Graphic. It's on page 2. That's their opinion page, and you can read it. It's titled, "We Have Always Called It a Crime."
Yeah, but are we going to pass a law to that effect and hold the people?
I think he's using the UN. The UN. Stay in that paper. GJ is demanding.
Yes, on page 3. On page 3 of the same newspaper, the Ghana Journalists Association is demanding an end to the selling of forms for enrollment into the security agencies. The GJA has described the ongoing security recruitment process as defective, raising concerns about fairness, transparency, and the financial burden placed on applicants. According to the association, the exercise exposed deep structural issues in how recruitment into the security agencies was conducted, particularly the requirement for applicants to pay for forms despite no guarantee of employment. Quote, "In fact, the core premise of this process is flawed." This is a quote from the president of the association, Albert Kwabena Jomfo.
Okay, well, the president was talking much earlier, and let me now echo something he said yesterday. So page 7 of the Hawk newspaper has the story. Mahama, we can't ignore that our own people are involved in this thing.
Yeah.
Now the story says President John Dramani Mahama has acknowledged that there are issues with the Galamsey sector, and that his own people from within the NDC are part of the problem, creating a difficult climate for fighting the menace of illegal mining. Now, speaking during a meeting, according to the paper, with organized labor at the Jubilee House in Accra, the president said illegal mining cuts across political parties and traditional structures, complicating efforts to curb it. There's a quote here that says that illegal mining has eaten into the fabric of our society, and I must say that it is not only a menace to our society, but it has evolved into a circle of traditional rulers, political party appointees, and everything.
Now, meanwhile, the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center held a workshop, and participants identified illegal mining as the most significant emerging threat to human and national security in Ghana. The forum, which brought together stakeholders from security agencies, academia, traditional authorities, the media, and other state institutions, warned that illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey, has evolved into a complex ecosystem linked to smuggling, human trafficking, drug abuse, violent extremism, and environmental destruction. The dialogue was supported by the Embassy of Spain. Participants said the scale of the crisis could have far-reaching consequences for the country's future, drawing comparison with conflict-driven narratives depicted in films such as Black Diamond and Hotel Rwanda. Presenting findings from a 2-week study, senior researcher at Caiptech, Ernest Ansalati, said illegal mining now poses both human security and public health risks. Sky, we've known some of this, but for it to be stated in such a stark manner, it requires urgent action. The research highlighted severe environmental damage to major water bodies, including the Ankobra, River Bonsa, and the Pra, as well as widespread destruction of farmlands and abandoned pits along roadsides. And then it points to the involvement of foreign actors in the supply chain, particularly in the provision and maintenance of mining equipment. In some areas, a single mining site was found to host more than 1,200 people every day. Charlie, 1,200, underlying the scale of livelihoods tied to the activity. Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson said tackling illegal mining required viable economic alternatives for those involved.
Linked to that story, Bernard, on page 2 of the Daily Democrat, workers of CSIR at Bonso are also protesting Galamsey. Workers of the Plant Genetic Resources Research Institute at Bonso, under the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, have staged a peaceful demonstration against the growing activities of illegal mining. The protest was led by Mr. William Amwaku Entry, head of the institute, who stated that the action was necessary to express deep concern over the environmental destruction caused by illegal miners operating both within and outside the buffer zones of the government's Agric Research Hub. So according to the institute, the Bonso enclave is a strategic national research asset that must be preserved and protected. And it looks like the activities of illegal minings has infringed on the water source that the research institute is using in the area.
Let's stay with mining. The minority is claiming that there are there's state capture in the mining sector. So the minority in parliament, this is Channel 1 News, has raised concern over what it describes as growing pattern of state capture involving businessman Ibrahim Mahama, brother of the president. The caucus cited the acquisition of Black Star, Black Volta, and Sankofa Gold projects by EMP, a company owned by Ibrahim Mahama, as a disturbing glimpse of what it termed as emerging trend. According to the minority, the development raises questions about fairness and transparency in Ghana's mining sector. In a statement signed by Kweku Amprechum Sapon, ranking member of the committee, the group alleged that the companies linked to Mr. Mahama have enjoyed undue advantage since President Mahama returned to office. Then he makes a whole quote, and he says, what you are witnessing is not investments, it's the use of state-linked financial power and political influence to forcibly reallocate strategic national assets to the president's brother. This is textbook definition of state capture. There's a story in the
which is
Chronicle.
A rebuttal sort of what the minority position is, suggesting that the processes started long before the president came to power, and that it was under the MPP that the whole go-ahead was given. So the story is by Richard Osuya-Chow. You find that on page 3. 2 paragraphs of the story, a pivotal document from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources dated March 12, 2024. Incidentally, we are in March. And cited by the Chronicle confirms that engineers and planners, EMP, the wholly owned Ghanaian mining company, formally engaged the ministry to explore the acquisition of the Daman Gold Mine. Now, the company received a no objection letter authorizing it to enter into negotiations with Goldfields Limited, clarifying claims that the EMP's access to the mine was politically influenced or a recent development. Now, the letter issued in response to EMP's application dated March 8, 2024 under Section 100 and 2 of the Minerals and Mining Act of 2006 explicitly allowed EMP to negotiate with Goldfields, but stressed that any final agreement will require government approval. Now, so if the minister
Abu Jinapo
is still
in
around Parliament,
yeah.
So then, if the minority articulating a position, which position appears to be that it is only recently that that is happening, I think he should be.
And what is interesting is that now he's now on the Foreign Affairs Committee, and this guy who said it is in the mining.
Yeah, but if it is a common minority position, they ought to have discussed it.
And
then he will tell us the limitations of his
exactly.
action.
So Abu Jinapo needs to come and speak on this matter because clearly this happened during his time.
Yes.
Now, stay with that because Franklin Kujo and some traditional leaders are also not happy with treatment to McDan, another businessman.
It's in the Chronicle.
Yes.
So it has to do with how McDan is being booted out of what's the name?
The airport. The aviation? Yes.
The story is on page 7 of the Chronicle, again by Richard Owusu-Achao, and it says concerns are mounting over the treatment of indigenous businesses in Ghana following the termination of McDan Aviation Limited's operating license by the Ghana Airports Company Limited, a move that has triggered strong reaction from policy and analysts and traditional authorities alike. Now, the core of the dispute, we do know already.
Yeah.
But basically, Franklin Kujo, who is the founding president of
Imani
Center for Policy and Education, has taken strong exception to the decision, describing it as a myopic and dangerous one.
All right.
If you go further into the story, we're told that one Sempe Manche, Utinto, right? Is that Utinto is Sempe Manche?
Yes, Sempe Manche.
Yeah, because this one is very somewhere in the story. Yes. He's also not happy about it.
Let's stay with some issues.
I'll take you to the Daily Guide, Bernard, who have a
scrap
of headlines that
fuel levy. There was also the new monetary policy rate. The BOJ has been speaking about that.
So on page,
keep coming down.
So on page 3 of the Daily Guide, the minority in Parliament has intensified calls for the immediate removal of the 1 Ghana Citi fuel levy, warning that surging global oil prices and mounting domestic pressures are pushing Ghanaians to the brink. Addressing journalists in Parliament yesterday, the Deputy Ranking Member on the Energy Committee, Collins Admarco Mensah, argued that the levy, which was introduced under the Energy Sector Levy Amendment Act 2025, is no longer justifiable given current economic realities. I will stay with the Daily Guide because on page 13, it says that they are reporting that Israel acknowledges Ganbat's attack. The Israel Defense Force on Wednesday acknowledged that we're responsible for the attack that injured some Ghanaian soldiers on peacekeeping operations in southern Lebanon. According to the Israeli newspaper Times of Israel, the IDF acknowledged that its tank fire mistakenly hit a UN position in southern Lebanon on March 6, wounding some Ghanaian peacekeepers, an incident that underscores the growing risk as Israeli operations expand.
So what are they going to do about it? They have to pay compensation, and the officers responsible must be held accountable.
There is a statement that was issued to Reuters. The IDF acknowledged its troops were behind the incident, but said they had been responding to anti-tank missile fire from Hezbollah, which had moderately wounded 2 of its soldiers. Quote, a comprehensive investigation concluded in recent days determined that the fire that hit the UNIFIL personnel was mistakenly carried out by the IDF troops. The IDF regrets the incident and has conveyed its apologies through the appropriate channels to Ghana and the United Nations.
Let's stay with some economic stories now. Some issues around petroleum.
Yes.
Bank of Ghana is also cutting the primary, the policy rate to 14%.
Well, quickly on page 10 of the Hawk newspaper, the paper quotes the Chief Executive Officer of the NPA, Godwin Edwidge Tamaklu, saying that government is having talks about possible fuel price issues in order to ensure that the Ghanaian consumer is cushioned. The Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Edwidge Tamaklu, has indicated that the government could open high-level discussions on fuel pricing if global crude oil prices rise sharply, signaling a growing concern within official circles over potential pressure on Ghana's energy.
The Daily Guide front page is saying that the minority is calling for fuel.
The scrapping.
Yes, I've read that.
You've read that? Okay. Bank of Ghana has reduced the MPC rate by 150 basis points to 14% from 15.5 following a meeting of its MPC. The decision was announced at the 129th Monetary Policy Press Conference on Wednesday by the Governor, Dr. Johnson Isiama. Dr. Isiama said the move was influenced by improving domestic macroeconomic gains and relatively high real interest rates, which have created room for policies in Sky. You missed a very good story. The paper you were reading,
Yeah.
the opposite page had a story about SNIT, saying that you cannot pension benefits cannot be enjoyed by a partner who is not your legally married person. I don't know where you
okay.
Oh, you didn't see? It's a very interesting legal case. I thought you.
Oh, it must have been in the Chronicle. If it is the version I read now, right?
No, it was at a different page. I wanted you to give some details on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but maybe we'll find it later on.
The
Give me the story about the pilot, Sky of Death. This story is on page 7 of the Hawk newspaper. It says Ghana is confronting renewed questions about aviation safety and regulatory oversight following 2 separate aircraft crashes in recent months. The latest involving a micro light near a school in Tema and last year's Delhi military helicopter crash. Now on Tuesday, a Sky Arrow micro light aircraft crashed and burst into flames near a school in Tema, Community 1, killing Captain Frank Donko and his younger brother. Both men were on board the 2-seater aircraft when it came down in a sudden accident that left the community reeling. Captain Donko, a certified flight instructor with more than 15 years experience, was piloting the aircraft. While investigations are ongoing, eyewitnesses describe a scene of chaos as smoke and fire consumed the plane, leaving no doubt about the fatal outcome. And then the victims were sons of Elder Frank Kwabena Donko, founder of the Hebron Prayer Camp, a prominent religious institution in Ghana. The deaths have sent shockwaves through the congregation and church networks, deepening the sense of communal loss.
You know, this is so heartbreaking. And
Charlie,
someone and the brother. You know, it reminds me of the tragic incident involving the children of the one from the north, the respected Eastwood and Abba. You know, I mean,
it's very sad.
Yeah, Bernard, let me take you to the Daily Democrat, where a spiritual leader on page 4 says that Ghana's struggles is linked to a colonial case. This is Okronkroni Nyame Sumafu Yawo. He says Britain has sat on Ghana's spiritual destiny.
Is it?
Yes. He was also alleging that Independence Square is spiritually occupied by negative forces that are hindering national progress.
Britain that has cursed us or what?
Yeah, and he also says the Commander Sugar Factory also needs deliverance.
Well, I need to give you another story. Tema Traditional Council is banning extravagant funerals and social events. Now, this is an interesting one that
I like it.
I'm asking myself, can they implement this? So, Tema Traditional Council has placed a ban on extravagant funerals, naming ceremonies, and related social events that impose financial burdens on residents and contribute to public nuisance in the community. Ni Ama Swomponu II, Tema's 2 secretary, and the Shipi announced the directive during the media briefing, stating the decision was taken in consultation with traditional authorities across the Greater Accra region and clan heads within Tema. He said the ban applied to the Tema Township and its surrounding communities under the jurisdiction of the Tema traditional area. Now, this is how are they going to implement this? According to him, the increasing trend of lavish social events.
What does that even mean?
That's what I'm asking. Was
So what's the threshold?
was forcing individuals to take loans and divert sources away from essential needs such as education.
Let's pass a law
Or advise people. Do you need to? Yeah. And if somebody can afford it, do you understand? How do you implement? How does it become? How does a ban? Maybe you should say that if you know you can't afford, even how do you know they can't afford?
You see, I agree in principle that we tend to spend so much money on the dead in this country.
Not just dead though, even on the living too. Now they are saying naming ceremony. What do you even call that one? All those things.
Party.
He says increasing of lavish social events was forcing individuals to take loans and divert resources away from essential needs such as education. So it's a good thing, no?
Oh yeah, I agree.
Leading to negative social consequences, including school dropouts.
Yes.
So Ni Sompono noted that such activities are contributing to noise nuisance and disorder. Just people are misbehaving,
Yes.
which affect the overall image of development of the town. So in principle, we agree. I think they should work with the district assembly. You get it? Because I don't know how they will be able to monitor this.
And then also keeping dead bodies in the fridge
For a long time.
Yeah, for too long. But the story that you were talking about is on page 3. You had the newspaper.
Yes, what's this?
The Hawk newspaper says SNET rules out romantic partners as pension beneficiaries. Now, the Social Security and the National Insurance Trust state has clarified that employees and members cannot nominate boyfriends or girlfriends as beneficiaries of their pensions. Only direct blood relatives are eligible to receive beneficiaries from the scheme. So please, if you are going to sneeze offices today, don't go and use your boyfriend or girlfriend.
And quickly, some global headlines, page 5, the Daily Graphic. Ukraine says that the war in the Middle East is leading to a missile shortage in their war.
So they should stop their war.
Yeah, so that they can get more missiles. So that if they stop the Middle East, they'll get more missiles
But why do they need missiles? They should
Why
stop
go
the
and
war.
sit down and talk?
They say they need missiles. And then
Missile shortage.
Yes, please. King Charles welcome President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigerians are not very happy with that.
Why? What did he say?
meeting.
Well, it's good that for the first time in 37 years, a Nigerian president receiving such a recognition. But my problem with the king, respectfully, is that he ought not have said that Nigerian jollof is the best, because I disagree fundamentally with that position.
Neo-colonialism is the last stage of imperialism. That's what Kwame Nkrumah too said.
Ghana is building. Ghana is moving. Ghana deserves the best.
And now, world-class vehicles are being assembled right here at home.
Welcome to Zonatech Ghana Limited, your one-stop automobile shop and proud operators of an impressive automobile assembly plant in Ghana. From heavy-duty trucks powered by global giant Sinotruck to premium SUVs and pickups, from Great Wall Motors and Cherry.
From dependable light-duty trucks by Forland to world-class construction equipment from Shantui and Sanibu.
Zondatech delivers topmost quality brands assembled in Ghana with affordable luxury you can trust.
Built to international standards, supporting Ghanaian jobs, driving Ghana's industrial future. Whether you are expanding your fleet, building infrastructure, growing your agribusiness, or upgrading your personal drive.
Choose strength. Choose quality. Choose locally assembled excellence. Zondatech Ghana Limited can be located at its headquarters in Tema. Call Zondatech Ghana Limited on 0501 772222 or 0501 773333.
Zondatech Ghana Limited. Proudly assembled in Ghana. Driven by excellence.
Andua, challenge these days new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank, and that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I dey your side, Fidelity.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the go be too small.
Go.
Joe Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So it's time for the City Business News with Nashi Kasisa. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank and Valex Lease. Coming up, Bank of Ghana defends 150 basis point cut rate amid global uncertainty. And mobile money transactions hit over 407 billion cedis in February 2026. Also coming up, 24-hour Economy Authority to roll out credit insurance scheme for SMEs. I'm Nashika Caesar. Let's settle for the details now. The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has dismissed concerns over the central bank's latest policy decisions, insisting risk to liquidity, inflation, and the foreign exchange market remain under control despite global uncertainties. He said the 150 basis points policy rate cut followed a thorough assessment of economic conditions. Here's more.
His comments come amid growing concerns that tensions in the Middle East would continue to push up oil prices and complicate the global inflation outlook. Responding to fears about the timing of the rate cut, Dr. Johnson Isiama maintained the decision was carefully considered.
Isn't this cut problematic? Not at all. Remember, this has been 3 days of going through a lot of material, looking at the outlook, evaluating the issues. We look at the banking sector. It is now solvent. It is liquid.
While inflation remains below target, he warned of possible upside risk if global shocks persist.
It all depends on whether the problem in the Middle East becomes persistent. For sure, because we are net importers of petroleum products. Certainly, if global oil prices surge, that will impact on export prices right here in Ghana. And as you are aware, it feeds into domestic inflation. So certainly, there's that potential. But I must be quick to add that this is not the first time. There are a set of measures that government can implement to cushion the effect of these. We've all been hearing that the authorities are thinking of ways, to cushion against those pressures. We are also monitoring what other countries are doing.
He also pointed to improvements in the banking sector, noting that lower rates should support private sector lending. On the forex market, the governor acknowledged potential pressure from rising oil prices, but assured that buffers are in place.
If it turns out that the global shock is temporary, it's just transitory, that is easy to manage. If it turns out that it is persistent, then you have to have a set of measures to stem the situation. A lot depends on what we do, but also what the fiscal authorities do. So the first thing we are saying is that we do have adequate reserves to support these for a while. We are working together with the fiscal authorities.
He added that the central bank will continue to monitor developments and adjust the policy rate as needed to maintain stability.
You heard there Netili Netiajahu with that report. Now, the value of mobile money transactions in Ghana reached 447.4 billion Ghana cedis in February 2026, underscoring the continued dominance of digital payments in the country's financial ecosystem. Data from the Summary of Economic and Financial Data released by the Bank of Ghana shows that the February figure represents a slight increase from 446.2 billion Ghana cedis recorded in January 2026, although it remains below the 518.4 billion Ghana cedis peak registered in December 2025. There's more in the following report.
In terms of transaction volume, mobile money platforms processed 899 million transactions in February, down from 949 million in January and 982 million in December. The report also indicates that the number of registered mobile money accounts climbed to 81.8 million in February, up from 81.2 million the previous month, reflecting continued expansion in digital financial access across the country. Active mobile money accounts, defined as accounts that transacted at least once in the last 90 days, stood at 26.5 million, while the number of registered agents increased to 976,000, with 515,000 agents actively facilitating transactions nationwide. Meanwhile, the balance on mobile money float accounts declined to 33.9 billion cedis in February, compared with 35.6 billion cedis in January. Interoperability transactions, which enable transfers across different mobile money networks, recorded 4.9 billion cedis in value, with 27.2 million transactions processed during the month. The latest figures highlight the sustained role of mobile money as a key driver of digital payments and financial inclusion in Ghana's evolving payment systems landscape.
Daniel Odru Mensah. with that report. Now, the 24-Hour Economy Authority says it is collaborating with the Bank of Ghana and the National Insurance Commission to develop a credit insurance guarantee scheme aimed at improving access to finance for businesses. The proposed scheme is expected to reduce reliance on physical collateral, a major barrier that currently limits about 95% of businesses from securing loans. Presidential Advisor on the 24-Hour Economy and Accelerated Export Development Programs, Gusi Tano, disclosed this to the media after a meeting between the National Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the 24-Hour Economy Secretariat.
We're talking to the Bank of Ghana for regulatory forbearance and also the National Insurance Commission to develop and implement a credit insurance guarantee scheme that will allow for loans and credits advanced to SMEs and those in the 24-hour value chain to be insured so that we don't have to rely constantly on property and other physical assets as the collateral. Because if you do that, then 95% of the people that are operating in business today will not be able to access loans. And that's part of the problem, that most of the SMEs are not bankable because they don't have various components. One of them is collateral. So the idea is to resolve the collateral problem, but in tandem, work to develop what we call enterprise support organizations that basically work with the chosen SMEs, prepare them for credit, so credit readiness in terms of their governance, their financial management, their markets, and all the value chain components that make for a good business. We address that through the ESO, and the ESOs will be licensed by a particular institution.
Gusi Tano is Presidential Advisor on the 24-Hour Economy and Accelerated Export Development Programs. Now, away from that, the Ghana Exim Bank is projecting that the country could achieve significant self-sufficiency in the sourcing and the use of locally manufactured agricultural machinery within the next 5 years. The move forms part of broader effort to strengthen Ghana's agribusiness value chain. There's more in this report by Daniel Sakiti.
Day 2 of the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026 saw exhibitors showcase a range of innovations and smart agricultural solutions. The event also featured a clinic session aimed at providing technical and advisory support to stakeholders across the agricultural value chain. A member of the Business Advisory Services Department at the Ghana Exim Bank, Dr. Heli Gonu, who facilitated the session, underscored the need for farmers to adopt locally manufactured machinery, stressing that this shift is critical to achieving national self-sufficiency in agricultural equipment.
Also in the next 5 years, I foresee we being stable, being secured when it comes to sourcing local machineries. And the participants have also, and exhibitors have seen that there are Ghanaians who are interested with what they have been, that have been exhibited, but we're not aware that these things are available. For instance, those having the granite tool for harvesting. We have those in the granite sector saying that, oh, you have this here, then we are ready to purchase. We've had 2 guys who are interested in the harrows. So in 5 years, we should have top-notch finishing, improved machinery, and smart technology.
Exhibitors also presented technologies designed to reduce post-harvest losses and enhance value addition across the sector.
The food dryer is to support post-harvest losses. So this gadget solved all that problem. To upskill this one, we are urging government to come to our aid, then help us to ensure that this goes viral and people patronize it.
Well, I think in short, the whole purpose is to reduce post-harvest losses. And we don't just do this, we also train people on how to do this one. So we are with the SMEs through the whole value chain. We train on how to even grow your crops, and then we assist you with these things, testing the food, and packaging and everything. As CSIR, we are open to PPPs. So we are open to investments. We are inviting investors to come to CSIR so that we can, scale up.
You heard some exhibitors at the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, ending Daniel Sakite's report. Meanwhile, the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026 enters its final day at the Independence Square in Accra. The fair is being organized by the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry and the Ghana Export-Imports Bank. Ghana Exim Bank, as part of efforts to accelerate industrialization, promote export development and position technology and innovation at the heart of Ghana's agricultural transformation. Now, on the interbank market today, the dollar is trading at 10 cedis 92 pesos, while the British pound is going for 14 cedis 55 pesos, and the euro is at 12 cedis 57 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex Lease. I'm Nashika Caesar, grateful for your company. Do have a great business day.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
When the lights go off, when water won't flow, when rent goes up and wages don't, someone must ask the hard questions. Someone must speak for the people who don't have microphones. That voice is the City Breakfast Show, holding power accountable, championing national development, reflecting the true state of Ghana. Weekday mornings on 97.3 Citi FM, the City Breakfast Show, your voice, your country. The City Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM.
This is the City Breakfast Show.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
It's 15 after 7, just gone by. Nashika Caesar brought us the breakfast edition of the City Business News. My name is Caleb Kuda, and Edwin Kwaukofi will serve you kickoff shortly. Sports news coming your way, brought to you by Polytank. Have you gotten your Polytank Sumo Super yet? If not, this is your month to save. Get 10% off the premium multiple layer Sumo Super Tank from now until the end of the Ghana month nationwide. Yes, we're celebrating our heritage together. It's built with advanced multi-layer technology and reinforced for superior durability. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, your project, or business. So don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 cedis. Polytank is the original. We do not request for Momo payments online. So what's your plan this long weekend? Listen, take a quick escape to the cool, peaceful mountains of Ebri at Bitposo Wellness Resort. They are ready to host you, whether it's for business, a weekend break, or pure relaxation. Bitposo gives you calm, comfort, and fresh mountain air. A perfect place to rest and reset. It's only 30 minutes drive from Accra. So visit once and you will never want to leave. 0200 557 BitposoResort.com is where to book today. Bitposo Wellness Resort, peace lives here. Shell is the world's #1 global supplier of lubricants, and it understands how quickly these costs add up. That's why we are easing the load on your pocket with reduced prices on Shell lubricants. For March, we have reduced our prices on Shell Advance, Shell Helix, and Shell Remula. So enjoy longer drain intervals, superior engine protection, and smoother gear shifts, all while saving money. Shell lubricants designed for ultimate engine performance. Edwin Kwaukofi is seated, ready to serve you with kickoff.
This is the City Breakfast Show.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
For Soboslai. Salah becomes the first African footballer to score 50 goals in the UEFA Champions League and sends Liverpool into the quarter-final of this edition with a classic playbook Mohamed Salah goal.
A historic night for Mohamed Salah as he inspired Liverpool's comeback against Galatasaray in the Champions League, scoring 4 goals to book a place in the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals. We'll bring you more details from that game and the others from last night. And also,
and I'm told that that Senegal is going to appeal, which is very important. Every one of the 54 nations in Africa have a right to pursue their appeals and their advance interests, not only at the highest level in Africa, in CAF, but also the highest body, which is the CAS.
Well, CAF President Patrice Motsepe has reacted to the decision by the Appeals Board to strip Senegal of the 2025 AFCON title. We hear more from the CAF President later on Kickoff, which is powered by Shell. Shell go well, Western Union, Politan Ghana, Elesheho. Let's improve life. We start off with CAF President Patrice Motsepe, who insists there was no favoritism in the decision to strip Senegal of the 2025 African Cup of Nations title and award it to Morocco. He explains that every country has the right to appeal, stressing that the ruling by the CAF Appeals Board was based strictly on the competition's regulations.
And I'm told that that Senegal is going to appeal, which is very important. Every one of the 54 nations in Africa have a right to pursue their appeals and their advance interests, not only at the highest level in Africa, in CAF, but also the highest body, which is the CAS. And we will adhere and respect the decision that's taken at the highest level. A critical factor is that not a single country in Africa will be treated in a manner that is more preferential or more advantageous or more favorable than any other country on the African continent.
Dr. Patrice Motsepe also defended CAF's appeals board, insisting it acted independently without any external influence. According to him, the board is made up of highly respected and principled legal professionals across Africa whose decisions are grounded in fairness and the rules of the game.
The independence and the respect of our judicial bodies. We, in choosing the members of our judicial bodies, we followed a different path, different from what had been the case before. We invited each member association and we invited every zone, the 6 regional areas or the 6 zones in CAF, to give us names of respected judges and respected lawyers, because it is important that the decisions of our disciplinary board, the CAF disciplinary board, and the decisions of the CAF Appeals Board is viewed with the respect and integrity that's very important to us. So if you look at the composition of those bodies, they reflect some of the most respected lawyers and judges on the continent.
CAF's president also admits the events surrounding the 2025 AFCON final between Morocco and Senegal have affected the image of African football.
I previously expressed my extreme disappointment with the incidences that took place at the final match. And the important thing of what happened on that final match is it undermines the good work that CAF has done over many, many years to ensure that that there's integrity, that there's respect, that there's ethics, that there's governance, as well as credibility of the results of our football matches. The occurrences, those incidences at the final match of the AFCON Morocco exposes the work that we are still dealing with.
That was CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe. Meanwhile, the Senegal national team have responded strongly, calling for an investigation into CAF. Here are excerpts read by Julio Eshrifiamwa.
By calling into question a result achieved at the end of a match that was properly played on its conclusion and won in accordance with the rules of the game, CAF seriously undermines its own credibility as well as the legitimate trust that the African people place in continental sporting institutions. Senegal cannot tolerate an administrative decision that erases commitment, merit, and sporting excellence. Senegal rejects this attempt at an unjustified dispossession. It calls for an independent international investigation into suspected corruption within CAF's governing bodies. Furthermore, Senegal will use all appropriate legal avenues, including before the competent international courts, to ensure that justice is served and that the primacy of sporting results is restored.
Excerpt of the statement by the Senegalese national team read by Julio Eshrifi Amwa. Let's get some more reactions, and veteran journalist Nuhu Adams has broken down the broader implications of the appeals board's decision, especially its impact on governance and credibility in African football.
This is an unprecedented damage to African football. Already, African football has been struggling with regards to image, and for this decision to come at this stage in the year, 2 months after the AFCON final, the fallout has been very, very disturbing. Only for CAF to come and dent the image much more. I think nobody expected this. Nobody expected a decision of such nature. And this precedent is very, very dangerous. And I think CAF will have to decide whether CAF have the grounds to overturn the scoreline or not.
That was veteran journalist Nuhu Adams. However, Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority, Gideon Hammond, has backed CAF's verdict to crown Morocco champions of the African Cup of Nations.
Legally, if you want to look at it, CAF may be right. Okay. But if you are attaching motions to it, then the outcome of whatever ruling is unsatisfactory. Okay. Definitely, you will get a backlash for that decision. But I think that at any point in time, what does the spirit and the letter of the law says? If this is what the law, the spirit and the letter says, that when you forfeit a match, then you forfeit the point as well. I think that it settles it from there. Almost all their players walked off the pitch. Almost all the players. And football is played with 11 players. So if you have about 10 players walking off the pitch, then virtually, even if at the start of the game, 9 players don't start. At the start of the game, 9 players don't start. It is 11 at all times. The referee ensures that the 11 starts.
That was the voice of the Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority, Gideon Hammond. To the Ghana Premier League now, and Accra Hearts of Oak head coach Didi Dramani has described Hearts of Lions as one of the toughest teams in the GPL ahead of their Premier League clash. Fourth in the table, Phobians take on 10th place Spandau Hearts of Lions on Friday, and Didi Dramani has indicated he is anticipating a tough contest amidst their turbulent season so far.
The Lions are one of the toughest opponents in the league. They are very compact and they are very aggressive. They are a ball playing side, and so we need to really be strong in our second actions. We need to be very, very decisive in terms of closing up central spaces, and we need to be very, very intense in terms of our pressing situations, and then we need to be very quick in getting out into spaces that we find. And I think that we acknowledge their strengths, but we are going to play to try as much as possible to come back with a very important result. I anticipate that they are going to come at us, and so we are very positive to try to stay very resolute and play to our very, very strong.
That was Accra Hearts of Oak boss Didi Dramani. To Women's Football and Women's FA Cup Committee member Efua Echa Boateng has called on Ghanaians to throng the Cape Coast Sports Stadium on Sunday for the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Action will begin at 1 p.m. with Summertex Ladies facing Army Ladies, while Janina Ladies take on Hazakis Ladies in the second semi-final at 4 p.m. Speaking on the GFA podcast, she says fans will be amazed by how good the girls will play.
Because if you see these teams play, you'll be surprised these are women playing good football like that. Because women, we don't know them to play good football, because if you look at most of the women games, a lot of people don't go to watch because they feel it's not attractive. But trust me, if you watch this team play, you would love women football. But in terms of bringing supporters to the stadium, it has been a general thing in Ghana for now, and even some parts of the world, that people hardly patronize women football. And then I think GFA has done so well with the women football. I would really love women, and even the young ladies and then children.
That was Women's FA Cup Committee member Ifwa Echan Boateng. Let's head to the Champions League, where the final four spots in the competition's quarterfinals were confirmed on Wednesday night, with Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Liverpool and Atletico Madrid all sealing the qualification. Barcelona delivered a statement performance, thrashing Newcastle United 7-2 at the Camp Nou to progress 8-3 on aggregate. Let's hear from their head coach Hansi Flick.
First half was crazy. It was up and down like that, but in the second half we make it much better. So we wanted to keep the ball, to control also the ball. I think important was also the third goal from us directly before the halftime. So we came back in this game, and it was good.
That was Barca boss Hansi Flick. In the other games, Bayern Munich beat Atlanta 4-1 to end up 10-2 winners on aggregate, with Harry Kane grabbing a brace. Liverpool produced a stunning comeback, beating Galatasaray 4-0 to advance 4-1 on aggregate, and Tottenham Hotspur beat Atletico Madrid 3-2 on the night, but they lost 7-5 on aggregate. In the quarterfinals, Liverpool will play PSG, Bayern Munich take on Real Madrid, Barcelona face Atletico Madrid, and Arsenal take on Sporting Lisbon. And that's the latest in the world of sport. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. I am Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff was powered by Shell Go Well, Western Union, Politangana, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
From now to the end of Ghana month, Polytank is celebrating with you. We are giving you over 1,000 Ghana cedis for free on our premium Sumo Super range of water tanks in celebration of Ghana. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank, the original, always the best. Panono Ankasa. Beware, Polytank does not request for Momo online.
We want jobs, right? We want opportunity. It starts with what we eat.
When we eat Ghana rice and buy local chicken, we create jobs for our own people, not for importers.
Eating Ghanaian food isn't just a meal, it's a statement of independence, pride, and progress. Eat Ghana, build Ghana, our food, our future.
The Eat Ghana, Build Ghana campaign is supported by Agri Impact Limited in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation and the 24-Hour Economy.
This advert is FDA approved.
It's so hard to find someone who's always there, who do the best they can to push you to the top. But I found myself a friend who's all of these and more. When I put my dreams to sleep, you wake me up to dream. I trust in blue. I trust in blue. I trust in blue. I trust in blue. Save your money with blue. Secure your future true. Blue Ghana day for you. I put my trust in blue. I trust in blue.
Blue Financial Services Ghana Limited. Trust in blue.
Since inception, almost 100% of Ashesi University students have found jobs, started businesses, or gone on to graduate school within 6 months of graduation. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and are leading successful careers. If you dream of a rewarding life and career, an Ashesi education prepares you just for that. Learn more about applying to Ashesi at ashesi.edu.gh. Remember, admission is ongoing.
Whether you're buying water from your favorite spot in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for a MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
Citi 97.3.
And it's your birthdays, quadruplets, Achadepa Asante in 3, Enapa Asantua in 3, Sikapa in 3, Akumapa Mafo in 3, Mafowa in 3, Richard School Basic 2, from your parents, Nana Kwame in 3, and Mommy DSP Nanaya Mafo in 3. Happy birthday to you all. Oh, amazing quadruplets. Interesting. Enjoy your day to the max. Ghana Exim is 10 years old. We're hosting an international conference, a decade of enabling export trade and industrial transformation, resetting Exim for the next frontier. We're doing this from the 25th to the 26th of this month at Kempinski City, Gold Coast City Hotel, Accra, 8 a.m. each day. President John Dramani Mahama will perform the official opening of the conference, and it will bring together captains of industry, thought leaders, decision makers in the global development finance ecosystem. 020-854-1480 is the number to call for enquiries. eximbankghana.com/conference is where to register. Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah will be the conference host. Media partners: Daily Graphic Media General, Citi FM, Radio Go, Channel 1 TV and Multimedia Group. Knowledge partners: IFC and SME Finance Forum. Now, what if your bank helped you? Big up, welcome to the Republic Vest, where your money, your business, and your dreams level up. Own your dream home with Republic Bank Mortgages. Grow faster with SME Corporate Banking Solutions. Run your daily finances smoothly with retail and commercial banking products. Build wealth with investment and trust management. And pay anywhere, anytime with Republic Visa credit or debit cards. Republic Vest gives you the power to do more. Whether you're starting out, scaling up, or stepping into what's next. Call us toll free 0800 414 414. Our WhatsApp number is 0546 414 414. Republic Vest, we are the one for you. Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Imagine waking up to serenity every day, surrounded by nature's beauty and luxury at your fingertips in a gated estate you can be proud to call your home. Welcome to Western Villas, located at Ayi Mensa, where our stunning homes redefine elegance. At Western Villas, each home is a masterpiece, from swimming pool, gym, playground, beautiful landscape gardens, all of that. So reserve Western Villas 3 or 4 bedroom luxury gated homes at Ayi Mensa for just 5% deposit between now till 31st March 2026 and get up to 2 free service plots today. We have limited exclusive executive plots for sale at Cantamanso and Tripoli at attractive prices: 0536 50 22 95. westernvillas.com. Visit our website now. The Office of the Registrar of Companies is reminding all registered companies, business owners, directors, secretaries, and partners across Ghana to file their annual returns and renew their business names and partnerships by Thursday, 30th April 2026. Filing your annual returns is a legal requirement. It helps keep your business transparent, compliant, and in good standing. Companies that fail to file their annual returns with financial statements will be considered non-compliant. You may face penalties ranging from 1,000 to 2,000 cedis depending on the number of years in default. Your business name and business names that are not renewed may also lapse and be removed from the official register. So avoid penalties and protect the legal status of your business. File your annual returns and renew your business name before April 30. Call 0308 249 841. Follow us online on socials, ORC Ghana. We all know that life doesn't wait for payday, whether it's your school fees, a business emergency, or finally starting that project. You need a partner who says yes. That partner is Blue Financial Services Ghana Limited. Blue Eye Finance app. With that, you can get a loan disbursed in as little as 4 hours. No long queues, no endless paperwork. Don't just survive, thrive with us. Download the Blue Eye Finance app on the Play Store or App Store today. Call 0303 968 196 0303 968 196. WhatsApp us directly 0501 609 958. Follow us on our socials, Blue FSGH, Blue Financial Services Trust in Blue. And happy birthday to auctioneer Dr. Francis Yeboah of Amen Mat. Amen Mat, wishing him good health, long life, and uncommon favor of God. This is from Don Piano. Okay, Don Pano. Okay. So today is the Don Pino. Sorry. Don.
Be legend for the business of texting and calling. Don Pino.
So it's 7:42. We're still here on the Citi Breakfast Show, and because of the how do I put it? Lack of follow up. I feel like what we started this week on community outreach we should continue with the view to more follow-ups. Remember, we started on Monday, and on Tuesday we managed to get some response on TDC.
To certain things, yes.
We got some response on the Agric one.
On the work is in kitchen, yeah.
I don't think we've had any serious response on water.
Yeah.
And therefore, I feel like we need to keep the heat on water a bit.
But I also think, to be fair,
the ECG too, we haven't had any response, and I think Mr. Ayiku and his people at ECG owe our listeners a proper explanation, because we had so many complaints about. Remember a voice clip about low current in some parts of Accra?
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
And then there's a lot of water complaints. I feel like the duty bearers need to come on air, just like TD said, to come and say, okay, this is what is going on, and this is the realistic time you can get water. I don't think it's right for us to be talking about water from Monday and not get a proper response till on Thursday. Okay. Same for electricity. Okay. What were you going to add?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, because
I want to add that it would seem to me that for some reason, previously we used to have a lot of interventions from the ECG anytime issues came up. I don't know whether there's a change in strategy or nobody there cares about what customers are going through, and so they would want to speak to these issues.
The
PR or the communication.
There seems to be something.
Exactly.
So let me corroborate that. To be fair, I call him Kofi Chinese.
Willie?
Yes.
Mr. Boateng.
William Boateng is still the director. In the past, he would call to respond, but I think there's a new guy called Ayiku who, what he does is that when there's a text message about an issue, he will solicit for it and he will follow up. Okay, and that has worked for a while. So usually when somebody calls and says, oh, there's a transformer that has blown up or we are not having power, he will say, forward the message to me, the number. And then what he will do is that he will call the person and then send the team. So he's been doing that a lot. And I think they feel like instead of coming on air to come and answer questions, let's deal with the problem
quietly.
But I feel like what we've had on Monday and Tuesday, the complaints are enough to merit a response. This is not the kind of thing you come on, do behind the scenes. Because like somebody told you that the whole weekend the power has been on and off, devices are getting blown up and stuff, and they mention specific areas. So I feel like maybe we can revisit those complaints and see if ECG can give us a response. So William Boateng, I don't know if you've heard, Sky, forward the message to me, let me forward to William Boateng, and then or ask the people if their situation has improved.
And we also planned speaking to LUSPA, which is at the heart of this.
Yes.
Because part of the conversation was about the unplanned growth of the region. And people moving to places where perhaps
places that you've not heard of.
Places that are perhaps are not ready for habitation. But because the land is available, people have moved in and development hasn't followed. But there's a struggle now. So you must address those issues. So we also need to speak to LUSPA.
So this is what I'll propose. If you are listening to us and you had a complaint about electricity or water this week, has the situation improved? If it has, let us know. If it hasn't, let us know. Because maybe for all you know, ECG and water company behind the scenes solve the problem. We may not know. So
on the electricity too, in following up, they could also speak to the claims of the vanishing credit. If that situation is
still
better
persistent.
now or is persistent,
053-998-6996. We're trying to dedicate this week to consumer feedback on many things. So if you this is two things. Those who complain about water, electricity, has the situation improved since Monday? 053-998-6993. Send us a voice note or a WhatsApp message. And then if there are other complaints, we've received other categories of complaints which we are trying to follow up. And so we'll do that probably on another day.
Yeah, I have a complaint that I also want followed up, and I'm happy Mr. Amaliba is on the agenda one of these days.
We actually have a meeting with his team either this week or next week.
Oh,
I think
okay.
It's today.
Then let me say what I want to say.
We have a meeting with...
the week is ending.
We have a meeting with the team from Road Safety Authority to discuss how the media can collaborate with them, how our organization can collaborate with them to deal with indiscipline on our roads and all those things.
Yeah, so between them and the Ministry of Local Government and then the ministry that deals with sanitation, I'm putting all three together. We need answers on the guidelines for aboboya usage in the city and other parts of the country.
You mean commercial tricycles?
Yes, commercial tricycles.
In conveying what?
the ones that convey the pure water and the ones, particularly the ones that convey refuse. Now, the ones that convey refuse are an even bigger problem because there's a lot of refuse to be conveyed. So you see them everywhere and they are growing in number. And so, for instance, yesterday, on my way to a meeting, I was on a section of the road where there were six...
Ring Road.
There were six of these commercial tricycles between me and the next vehicle. And all of them had gone to collect waste. And on top of one had been piled up to a level that I don't expect an Aboboya to have with the mosquito net and the boats. And then on top of it was a human being sleeping.
On refuse.
On refuse. You know.
It's
and
almost like in this country, who regulates this thing?
The riding they do or the driving, whichever one it is,
I don't
know
think
that they ride or they drive.
Do they have driving mirrors?
My question this morning,
they will not be.
You don't see the mirrors
the buckets
because
behind
the
them.
buckets behind them have been expanded
And loaded
so they are unable to see their left and their right when they drive or ride. Their indicators don't work or they don't use it. I have questions about whether they are licensed
to even carry that thing they are carrying.
Carry the thing they are carrying, and also whether they are. What is there when I go to DVLA? Does DVLA issue riders licenses for commercial tricycles? Because I know there's a license for driving an articulator.
Correct.
There's a license for driving the cars that we drive.
How do you test if somebody can drive a Aboboya?
There's a license for regular motorbikes.
Moped.
So is the license for the motorbike the same as the license for Aboboya?
That's a good question.
We know that there are license plates that differentiate commercial buses from regular buses, yellow and white. What is the license plate of these? You see, because the thing is this: if there's a dispute on the road between myself and an Aboboya, what shows that I have right of way and the Aboboya doesn't? I have a number plate. I have a license. If there's an incident and I say, let's discuss insurance between myself and the Aboboya, what conversation are we going to have? Because most of them don't even have number plates.
To talk of insurance.
Talk of insurance, talk of showing me a license for me to follow up on. So the question I have this morning as part of our larger conversation that I think we need feedback on is what is the licensing, the current licensing regime for all these riders that we see. The sanitation thing is also because they pick it up because somebody's paying. We pay them. So when they come to pick up my refuse, we pay a certain amount. Who sets the fee? Who is setting that rate? Because on a Monday, it can be 30 cedis. On Tuesday, it's 60 cedis.
Just like that.
On Wednesday, it's 100. It's pretty arbitrary. So when they charge those rates, who do they also render accounts to? Because for me, I look at it and think there is an entire business that is being run outside of supervised rules in the country.
And we are not sure which government agency even regulates.
Exactly. We are not sure who is regulating. We are not sure who is taxing.
There's a transportation side, road safety. There's a sanitation and local government side.
Yes, and we don't know who is taxing them.
Just to remind us.
Yes.
Not so long ago, I think it must have been towards the end of the year or the early part of the year. I remember we spoke to Abraham Amaliba.
We speak to him almost every three weeks.
This matter of how these Aboboyas and the Pragria people were operating on our streets and how they were, undermining safety on the roads. And then also raised concerns about why governmental wisdom determined that we needed to use them as part of the efforts to move rubbish across the city. And he explained that he thought, or at least in the view of his institution or government, they felt that we did not have enough response from institutional investors in the waste space. And also there was the need to actually share the cake around so that people who hitherto were prevented by levels of entry. How do you the economists, how do you even call that thing? The barriers of entry. That's right. Barriers to entry, like people who did not have deep pockets to be able to afford these big trucks. They would also be able to get something doing by getting this Pragias and Aboboyas. And that if the year changed, which is this year, the new regime would ensure that the people were trained they were properly licensed, and that they will come under the supervision of the DVLA, properly so called. These were the things that he said, if my memory serves me correctly. Now, what we have not heard is whether the things he said that day, including the training, including the licensing, and the supervision to ensure that they conform to the rules, have happened at the start of the year. And that we have properly rolled out this program to ensure safety on our roads. I mean, while that may well be something that has happened or did not happen, my position on this matter is clear. That I think that it is a major retrogression that in this day and age, in a city like Accra, in a city like Kumasi, in a city like Takoradi, we would have aboboyas which were not properly framed to collect waste from our cities, serving the main purpose of moving garbage around the city. I think it is such a tragedy.
So we have raised 3 issues this morning.
There's one I wanted to add before you summarize. In addition to that, you see, one fallout of all the things that we are discussing on this is because of the perceived role that they play. They pick up our refuse. The police don't touch them. Irrespective of what they do on the road, irrespective of how they drive, irrespective of how high the garbage is piled, the police don't touch them.
It's like there's a silent agreement that these guys there.
Leave them because I'm a fabola. And without them, there will be waste or they are on their way. So
if you have a problem with them, you will suffer.
You will suffer. So they are on the road and they are particularly reckless, knowing in the knowledge that as for us, MTTD or the police don't touch us. When was the last time you saw an Abuboya being stopped by the police for reckless driving? Now, it rarely happens. They might stop a motorbike to check the
Abuboya. Is like they have. It's like they're law unto themselves.
They check Okades. They don't check Abuboyas.
I'm sure they are not even sure what to do with them.
Exactly. There's a gray area in the law. If you are arresting them, what are you checking?
Because a vehicle that is taking 2/3 of a lane, that sometimes drives on the shoulder, sometimes on the main road. It doesn't have a mirror. It's carrying water twice its height, carrying refuse, and some of them don't even have number plates.
Yeah, and that's the point for me. For me, the fact that if there is a conflict on the road, there is going to be a gap in its resolution.
My question though is, who are we asking this question?
First of all, the DVLA.
That's why I put it together.
The first, because once they are going to be on the road, the DVLA needs to tell us. And listening to Godfred, what was going through my mind is, what really is the Abuboya? So you use the term vehicle, loosely. And you yourself, it's difficult.
We use it loosely.
What is it? The DVLA needs to address this, because if they are going to be on major roads, which is what we see, carrying refuse, carrying water, bags of water, etc., then we need to understand what they are. Are they vehicles? Are they a specialized kind of vehicles? How are they licensed? Because, like he mentioned, some do not have number plates, but some do. What kind of number plates do they have? And why does it appear that they have a certain entitlement and exert a certain indiscipline on the road, irrespective of the presence of the police? And why the similar concern is that you'll be driving behind a trotro whose tail lights are broken, but it is you who has everything intact that the police will stop and ask, can I see your driving license? The similar thing happens to the Abuboya. Yes. They have tail lights that are broken, number plates or not.
They don't even have mirrors.
No mirrors. It's so casual and haphazardly done. And the police looks on, but the person who regulates themselves on the road is rather more regulated by the MTTD, etc.
So you think we should deal with the road?
It starts with the DVLA.
DVLA.
And then the issue of the refuse, I think that the local government ministry has to, the local government ministry and the various assemblies have to answer that question of who is carrying the refuse out. What is the arrangement? Where are they coming from? Then we can get into the matter of the account. Because if the refuse guy comes today and looks at my refuse and says today is 20 cedis, tomorrow he comes and says it's 50 cedis, the next day is 100 cedis. That is an unregulated situation.
One of the things I've noticed in answering the question of the sanitation is the sanitation area is very chaotic.
Local government ministry.
Yeah, local government ministry has so many things it does. I don't think sanitation is a priority for it. You know, for most, I'm coming. You know, for most ministries, they have authorities who are implementing this, because typically in a government architecture, so Ministry of Environment is in charge of a policy, then or Ministry of Trade is in charge of a policy. Then you have the Ghana Standards Authority or the Food and Drugs Authority as an implementing agency under the ministry. That's the architecture of most government policy arrangements. When you come to sanitation, it used to be a ministry, it's no longer a ministry. Now it's like a department under the Ministry of Local Government. There isn't even one authority under the sanitation arrangement. So for health, you have over 15 agencies. Education, many agencies. For transport, you have so many agencies. So most ministers in Ghana, their policies are executed or implemented by agencies. So you can mention any ministry. You have one or two. That's why when the ministry calls for a big meeting, all the agencies come. Now when you come to sanitation, they don't even have any agency. Because the assumption is that the local governments are the implementing agency for sanitation. But local governments have to be regulated when it comes to sanitation. Yeah. So there's, I did a program with ISA last 2 weeks. There's a gap. There's a gap in regulating the sanitation space. Because ESPA is a loose association of environmental service providers. They are a commercial entity. Okay. Local government ministry has many things it's doing. Local government sometimes rural development, sometimes they are whatever. So my point is that part of the challenge you are identifying is because EPASF is not a local government, it's not a sanitation agency, because EPA it works under trade as well, even under science and technology. So my point is that part of the reason why these Aboboyas are alone to themselves is that there's no institution in Ghana given the mandate to regulate sanitation. So at the event, you ask Patrick Apoya and all these WASH people, they are saying that how can you have such a far-reaching sector with no government agency to implement anything? Okay, I feel like part of that is the issue. So you are talking about DVLA. Yes, they do their license, but even if DVLA gives you a commercial license, DVLA doesn't have the qualification to tell you whether this boiler you should collect it within. You understand? There has to be an agency to say, how can even with water, water and sanitation. I keep telling you that people come to my house and bring me polytank. I don't know whether the guy where he got the water from. I don't know whether he has bathed. All I know is that open polytank. Hey, Mumfi. Hey, they go on top. So we need to a conversation around. No, Sky. There was a day a guy was.
People they enter the tank.
A guy was. Sky. There was a day
they go into they come out their shirt and wear their pew to enter the tank.
There was a day a guy was in my house pouring water. He nearly fell from that thing. Hey, I'm telling you, because I don't know whether he went up giddy. He's going to watch that thing. Then you see. So I feel like we need to ask the local government ministry how they supervise sanitation, and also why there is no agency under sanitation implementing any policy.
One of the biggest failures we've seen under this government is in the area of local government and the Greater Accra Regional Ministry.
So, in summary,
no, can I add before you just one more thing, which is transportation, because earlier from last year and earlier this year there were issues with transportation, and when we interviewed the stakeholders, we got to understand that it wasn't simply a transport matter but also a local government matter.
So local government is also in transportation.
So that's why I want to throw that in. Difficulties with the routes that they apply, the associations, the GPRTU. Allegations of making themselves an authority, a god unto themselves. So the local government ministry has.
So let me ask you a question. Actually, Sky and Kaka, people are saying local government is not doing well.
It's horrifying.
Is it local governance that is failing, or the Ministry of Local Government? I'm asking this because we've identified sanitation as a local government or governance function. We've identified transportation in urban areas as a local governance function. So quite a number of the things that are not working well are supposed. So is it the local government? Is it our local governments, these assemblies that are not doing the work?
Yes.
Or the supervising ministry? Because as I keep saying, a supervising ministry is in charge of policy. Every ministry has, for example, education. if secondary schools are not doing well, you go to GES and say, why are secondary schools failing? The minister will call the director of GES and say, what's happening at West School? So who will the local government minister call when it comes to this sanitation issue?
It's called the mayors and the DCs.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You see, if you don't have swamp, you see, if you can call GES as a director,
yes.
If health doctors have a problem, Minister of Health will say, Ghana Health Service, what are you doing? Do you get it? There are issues that transportation minister will call an agency under transportation. My question is, who will the local government minister call to talk about sanitation in Greater Accra? You know, that gap, because implementing agencies are the ones who say, this is the policy. The policy is that waste in transit. Waste in transit means that all waste service providers, you are going to be licensed to do this. If you violate this, we'll take your license from you. Do you understand? That's what. Yeah. So the way government works, there's a policy, there's a program, there's a project, and then there are penalties around implementation. There is nothing. So everybody just runs around, and the local government minister can decide today, I want to do cleanup. Next week, we don't have Ayalolo. So we are not even sure what is priority. There's a point. The local government is one of the most consequential ministries in the country, and you have all these DCEs, some of who are implementing their own laws. Kumasi is doing his own thing. Tamale is doing his own thing. You get it? So maybe Sky, let's come back after the break and look at whether the local governance structure requires some. Because if you mention LUSPA cannot function in all local government because they are the land use and spatial planning supposedly authority. Let's come back. So we'll read your reactions when we come back. Water, electricity,
sanitation,
stroke, Aboboya, and the rest of them. Tech and social media trends is next with Edwin.
It's brought to us by Telecel.
Edwin,
Bernard.
Godfrey was planning to do the trends today because he thought Liverpool would lose. So today that Liverpool has won, he has decided that he's not interested. Come and sit down.
That's why he jumped off the seats.
Come and sit down and join the trends. Go ahead.
Well, first, before we get to Liverpool and the other Champions League games, we have to go back to the issue of CAF, AFCON, Senegal and Morocco, because that's still the biggest trend around the world. And we've got a number of reactions. First from the Senegalese captain, Sadio Mane, who says he was deeply disappointed with the decision. He says, what has happened, and I'm quoting him, goes too far. This is not the football we fight for, nor the Africa we believe in. There's too much corruption in our sport, and that is killing the passion of millions of fans across the continent. That was from Sadio Mane, who is the captain of Senegal, who is one of the best players on the continent, best player for Senegal. He lifted the trophy when Senegal won it. So
let me even ask. So by collecting the trophy back, what would that mean for even his position as the best player of the tournament? This whole thing is just so absurd.
There's a lot of layers, because the prize money which has been given to Senegal,
which has been chopped,
all the things they received from their country because they won the trophy, everything will be affected. But we've got also reactions from the CAF president, Patrice Motsepe. And Bernard, you were talking about this in the news review, about him saying that the committee or the appeals board is filled with a lot of dignified lawyers from across the continent, so people should respect their authority and respect their decision. He says he also respects the decision of Senegal to go to CAS. And
we respect their decision. You can
he said they have a right to do
the fact that their lawyers ask me to respect their decision. They would judge the decision on the merits of it itself. They should come up for that.
Yeah, but one reaction I've also seen, which provides a really clear picture of the issues, is from a former disciplinary committee chair, Raymond Hack. So he's been speaking to a journalist, Robert Marara, in South Africa, and he's made the point that the appeals board mentioned that they considered the Article 82, which says if for any reason a team withdraws from the competition or does not report for a match, refuses to play or leave the ground, they forfeit the game. They will forfeit the game, and the 3-0 win will be awarded to the opponent. However, he says that the Article 84 that they mentioned, it says the team which contravenes the provisions of Articles 82 and 83, not just Article 82 or not just Article 82 or 83.
So it has to be inclusive.
Both. And Article 83 says here, a team that is not present on the ground, best to play at the time fixed for kickoff or at most 15 minutes later, shall forfeit the match. The referee shall register the absence of the team and shall write it in his report. The referee obviously did not record the absence of Senegal because the match was completed. It was not in the report. So this, if it goes to CAS, it will be a sticky issue for the CAF and Morocco. However, there's also precedent, which he mentioned in his submission, that there's also precedent. In 1976, Morocco walked off the pitch.
Look at that.
And when it was challenged, their appeal was dismissed.
Look at that.
Because when they came back onto the pitch, the appeal was dismissed because the match was completed. Wydad also walked off the pitch in an African Cup of Nations club.
Morocco, they get problems.
Final. So their appeal was also dismissed by CAF because the referee had already declared the match abandoned. It did not continue. So even though CAF said the second leg of that final would be played at a later date, it was taken to CAS, and then CAF's decision was dismissed, and the match Wydad were dismissed and for walking off. So there's precedent that the appeals board did not take into account, according to the former board member of the disciplinary committee of CAF. So there's a lot that's coming out.
But Senegal has appealed.
Yes, Senegal have appealed to CAS, so it's going to CAS.
We are all supporting.
Yeah,
they should do don't come, we will pay.
We will win. Senegal will win.
Come over there.
Okay, so we move away from that story, and there's a lot of sports news, so I'll run through all of them. The Champions League, the quarterfinals have been confirmed. The Premier League clubs, they were belted. A lot of them were belted. Chelsea, obviously,
8-3.
8-2.
No, it was 8-2.
It was 8-2.
Which other one?
Tottenham lost by 7-5.
That's not too bad.
Manchester City lost 5-1.
And then
Tottenham Hotspur last night they
won 3-2.
Yes,
but they had lost 5-2.
Yes,
so it's 7-5.
That's 7-5. And last night Barcelona dismantled Newcastle.
But Newcastle, by end of first half, it was 2-2
before 3-2. They were very competitive.
So what happened?
By 62nd minute, it was 6-2.
What did the coach tell them in the halftime? Because you are drawing 2-2 with a good team. Just play what you were playing.
They seem to have dealt. But Newcastle seem to have dealt well with the Camp Nou atmosphere in the first half. In the second half, they just lost their momentum and concentration.
They considered 5 goals.
Yes, considered 5 goals in the second half. So they ended up losing.
So which two teams are left from the UK?
The two teams, Liverpool, who beat Galatasaray by 4-0 to win 4-1 on aggregate, and also Arsenal, who won their game against Bayer Leverkusen to qualify. So PSG, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Atletico, and Sporting Lisbon versus Arsenal. So very, very interesting games. So now let's go to Lionel Messi, who has reached 900 career goals in his career. He's 38 years old, by the way. So 672 for Barcelona, 32 for PSG, 79 for Inter Miami,
already,
and 115 for Argentina.
Inter Miami 79, but when did he go there? He scored 3 goals per match.
He's been scoring a lot for Inter Miami.
But how many goals has Ronaldo scored?
He scored 965. Currently.
So they are going for 1,000.
Yes, he's 35 goals away from reaching 1,000.
1,000 goals.
Yeah,
but he's played more matches than Messi, right?
Yes.
But there was some guy called Ali Diaye or something from Iran. Yeah, he's got 1,000 goals.
No, he's got 900, just under 1,000.
Iran.
Yes.
So it's an official record.
Yes, an official record.
What teams was he playing for?
Can't remember.
1,000 goals.
Yeah.
Serious.
Ali Day.
Anyway.
Okay, so our fourth trending story, President John Dramani Mahama, he has urged tenants to report landlords who demand rent advances beyond what is permitted by the law. So on social media, people are expressing their opinion. They are saying that, first of all, you can't report your landlord because if you
landlord you are managing small landlord,
you can't.
Pascal, the thing about rights in Ghana is an issue, right? The way everybody feels like you have no rights as a tenant is so sad, because I think in some jurisdictions some tenants do have rights. And even here, we should have rights.
Which I agree with, but you have to balance that also with the economics,
market
right?
forces.
Market forces that are creating problems.
You
have a huge deficit, yes. You have a huge deficit. So, people then say, okay, let me sleep on my right. Let me just forgo the right.
Because even if you take the guy to court, next year he'll renew.
Yes, because we still have people who are removing Bejingli on your house. Remove the jingly. What's another? Finish it. Yeah. They'll come and take it away so that you can get out of the house. These things are happening.
And then they'll say, "Oh, my son is coming from the UK. I won't even rent the house to you again. Leave."
And what do you call it? The people that was in the rent control department. They are basically powerless.
It's sad. It's sad. So people are not reacting to the president's thing.
No, because they say that the landlords feel empowered to raise the rent and charge 2 years advance because they know of the deficits we have in our accommodation for the citizens. So they know that people don't have any choice. They'll have to take it.
The day I decided that I was going to now look closely at this mortgage thing was when my landlady called me that, "Oh, Richard, since you no dollar, no across road until we no rent, I just say,
Meanwhile, that time we pay school fees and things.
Charlie. Meanwhile, she had not come to the house to even apply one brush of paint.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Those were things that can you imagine? I got really pissed.
Let me get my own house.
Yeah, so Charlie, Charlie, the mortgage is there now.
No, one case will come.
That
case will wipe away all your sins.
Okay, so we move to tech news where Facebook has over 3 billion users, but it struggles to attract a lot of the big creators who are mostly on TikTok, on YouTube. Yeah. So what Facebook is doing is offering to pay creators to post on the platform. So creators will be paid 1,000. Those who have 100,000 followers, they'll be paid to just post on the platform instead of the TikTok or YouTube, and $3,000 a month.
Okay.
$3,000 a month to those who have 1 million followers to post on their platform. So that is a massive thing from Facebook. The company says it pays nearly $3 billion to creators, and that was the amount in 2025, which was up 35% from the previous year. So make sure you build up your numbers on Facebook because you could earn a lot of money for posting on the platform.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Auntie T, abeg, fix me gobetete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I fit handle am.
For Telecel, we the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, if you get your own data and call packages, falla! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want them. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Are you clapping? Are you giving God the glory?
Hallelujah! Every day you wake up shouting, my business is not moving. Customers are not coming. But look, my brother, my sister, who are you deceiving? Have you smiled today? Do you have the confidence to smile? Your face alone is chasing people away. Yeah! We all know that the problem is not a spiritual problem. The problem is a dental problem.
She was saying,
use Pepsodent charcoal toothpaste to remove yellow.
Somebody shout amen.
Craft your smile with Pepsodent charcoal. It removes stains and whitens teeth. This advert is FDA approved.
I'm telling you, my brother has scored more goals than Asamoah Gyan.
What? This is impossible.
Check the stats.
What stats? We can't start. I have seen everything from 1986.
Funny thing about us Ghanaians, we'll argue for 3 days straight, but numbers always settle the matter.
So instead of just telling you about better fuels, let's do the math. The new Shell Fuel Save lasts up to 15 kilometers longer per tank. The new Shell V-Power cleans 100% of your engine's critical parts.
Now that's better by far.
The next time you think of filling up, choose new and improved Shell Fuels.
There's always that friend, neighbor, or family who is always welcome at Iftar time. And of course, there is always enough tea, because tea isn't just for drinking, it's for catching up, cracking jokes, and sharing moments. Lipton tea, for togetherness and those warmly welcomed visits. Ramadan Kareem from Lipton.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to your financial tips with Solace Finance. Saving doesn't have to be complicated or require large amounts. Many Ghanaians delay saving because they think they need a lot of money or formal banking access. The Solace Digital Savings account allows you to save flexibly with no minimum balance. You can open an account in just 3 minutes using your Ghana card and a selfie. Track your daily interest and see your balance in real time via the mobile app. Your saving earn better interest, calculated daily and paid monthly, so your money works for you. Start saving today with Solace Finance and watch small contributions grow into meaningful financial progress. Download the Solace Finance app today. For more information, call or WhatsApp us on 059-957-7963. Solace Finance. Your money, your power.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
So ajolo, ajola, ajola, ajolo. So ajolo, ajola, ajola, ajolo. Candy we chess yo. Osti aglo ye ede minyabia. Kama ye share minyawaye ye muso. Ya habia na ye do. O mama obi osikadama otibini timo timisio. Ja we confess yo. One papa na bene ba. Ebejiri with the boss one every. Kasa, sika wotumi, sika ya die yesu pedwe nyabia. To wasiem kobo na na beye, na wotre, my Christ. Now always so face the world, we see better all right. I'm off for the work at the papa, would why you nice? Ye besi, and when ye show me ye, famonya meso po, unyabia, and kaya, as soon as you mention, as one quo, first sika, don't want to find one quan, to sika, Lord Kenya. Where they go, senior, see, is up. Magnetic pipi, but me too many me hold you and quarry. See, come over
8:20 on the City Breakfast Show. We'll be following up on some of your concerns shortly. We've raised issues on water, electricity in the past few days. Today we are focusing on the unregulated use of aboboyas for collecting refuse. Some of them have no lights, no driving mirrors, and they are a hazard on the road. Caleb, let's have a few quick announcements before we get into those issues.
People are winning big on 590 mobile just by dialing *959#. But some boys have not gotten the rundown yet. So let me tell you, NLA has increased the playing time of your favorite 590 mobile from Monday to Saturday. Noon rush starts from 8:30 p.m. and closes at 1:25 p.m. the next day, while the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. closes at exactly 7:55. More time to stake more and more time to win more. So note that Sunday Asida remains the same with no change, no time change. Catch all the 590 mobile evening live draw from Monday special to Sunday Asida on GTV broadcast 8 p.m. to 8:15 sharp. Always remember to stake responsibly, not for persons below 18. 0308 249 477 is the number to call. 590 mobile at Darwin Sem. Anglo Good Ashanti wishes to alert the public to fraudulent job recruitment scams using the name of the company and its subsidiary Anglo Good Ashanti Aduapere Mine. These fake advertisements and letters are not affiliated with Anglo Good Ashanti in any way. Anglo Good Ashanti never requests payments for jobs or authorizes third-party recruiters. Verify vacancies via our official website careers page, that is anglogoodashanti.com/company/careers, or call 0302 743 400. Report scams to the nearest police station. The official social media pages for Anglo Good Ashanti Aduapere and Obuasi Mines are on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube under the names Anglo Good Ashanti Aduapere Mine and Anglo Good Ashanti Ghana. Accra, get ready because the wait is over. The Ghana Impact Summit 2026 is here. Be part of the premier gathering on mobilizing local capital for locally led change. Join investors, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and ecosystem leaders for a powerful day of dialogue and networking on the 24th of March 2026 at the Kempinski's Gold Coast City Hotel, 8 a.m. Prompt keynote speakers include Amat Latte, CEO of Impact Investing Ghana, His Excellency Rene Skimbash, European Union Ambassador Alex Esiedu, CEO Right to Dream, Hamdia Ismaila of Savannah Impact Advisory, and many more. Register now at the GhanaImpactSummit.org to book your space. Ghana Impact Summit is hosted by the Impact Investing Ghana with support from Africa Impact Investing Group and a host of others. So be part.
All right, so Caleb, if you can help me with some comments. Okay, actually.
So, Bernard, what Abeku and I are going to do is to break the messages into two. We have a lot of general feedback comments, people wanting us to look into a couple of things, and then those related to the Aboboya conversation this morning. So I'm also told you are going to speak to somebody to give you some information in a bit about this whole Aboboya business. Okay, so Bernard, the questions Godfred is asking are valid. Legally, how does one deal with them when DVLA is authorized by law to issue licenses to two-wheeled vehicles and four-wheeled vehicles? Do they have insurance cover in case of accidents? Is one question that has come up on the Aboboya matter. Abeku, help me with another one, and then we'll deal with the general. Okay, Bernard, these tricycles do not have reflectors, no functioning tail lights, make wrong U-turns, and they literally litter the roads with the so-called refuse they've gathered and dispose them anywhere. They literally can get one land and decide to dump it there. It's that bad, and they have zero regulations. But yet still, Okada also has been legalized, and that extends to the Pragya also. Nanaya from Soga Copper sends that one in. So once we are done with this, I will go. So let me go. I have one for you. Hold on. Abeku, please go up for me. Yes. Okay, these are traffic lights.
So let me deal with the Aboboya matter with ESPA, and then we'll come to the other issues. So we've been talking about the apparently unregulated use of tricycles for collecting refuse. How integrated are they into the refuse collection system? Who decides how much they can charge and where they can go? Ama Oforientry is the executive secretary of the Environmental Service Providers Association. She's joining us for some quick responses. Ama, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
All right. So under ESPA, do you have a relationship with tricycles that collect refuse? Are they officially members of your association, or are they individual operators?
Good. Thank you. I'm happy to say that the informal sector, that's our Aboboya people, they also play a key role as far as the waste management value chain is concerned. And as part of an association, we have a relationship with them. We have two groups. We have the Bola Taxi and then the Tricycle Association. And it might interest you to know that they've been put into cooperatives. And apart from being part of the association, they are even working with the Metropolitan and Municipal District Assemblies. They have the Municipal and District Assemblies have carved places for them to operate. But then let me just explain our relationship with the informal with you. What happens is with our concessions, we have the first class, second class, and third class zones. And there are places that the compactors cannot access. in terms of the household. So we have this working relationship with them where the service provider or a contractor will bring them on board and ask them to collect from a particular place for them. Then they deposit it at one point where the contractor will now haul it to the final disposal site. So this is the kind of relationship we have with them. And these are those who are coordinated and those who are a part of the associations and the cooperatives. They have their leadership, they have their chairman, their secretaries, and then
wonderful. Which means that they can be identified in their cooperatives.
Yes.
Very good.
So we work currently as an association. We work with them. That if you are not part of the association, as you know, with associations voluntary, we still have a lot of them who are yet to be part of us. So I'm sure they are the ones.
So let me get this straight. Based on the way you work, so let's assume I'm Jekora, for want of example. If my area includes first, second, and third class areas, a third class area may be a place where my big truck cannot enter. So I may get 3 or 4 of the Bola taxi or tricycles to collect from the third class area and bring it to me or to a point, and then I collect, correct?
Yeah,
so in this example, in this example, is it me, Jekora, who will charge the household for the service of the Bola taxi or Aboboya, or the Aboboya can decide how much to charge me for collecting?
Great. Jekora does exactly what it said. But there are places where the Aboboyas, like with institutions, food joints, depending on the establishment. So there's that flexibility. There are places that Jekora will ask the tricycle to collect on their behalf, and they have no right to take money. But there are places where Jekora can still give to the Aboboya, and he's permitted to collect money from the households. And I realize they do that with the households. But like with institutions, restaurants, companies, that one is left for Jekora to go and negotiate with.
So let me explain what I've heard. If it's a household, the Bola taxi or tricycle may charge themselves.
They have that flexibility. Even you know what happens? There are times that the service provider, for one reason or the other, may not be able to collect for maybe that person is supposed to collect on a Tuesday, but for one reason or the other, she might not be able to collect on that Tuesday. So the service provider will ask the Aboboya to intervene. For those ones, the Aboboya cannot take money because the service provider will be paid. Then the service provider.
So what you are describing now is an exceptional case, but regularly, I'm asking this because, look, even in this studio, somebody lives in a prime area in Dansoman. Aboboya comes to his house and collects, and Aboboya decides how much to charge based on how he feels. So sometimes he will collect 30, 100, whatever, and it's not a standardized fee. Number one, how is an Aboboya collecting refuse at a prime area like Dansoman? And this is not on Lungu. This is a main street. And number two, why is the Aboboya charging different prices depending on his mood?
Okay. The fees with the regularized the former companies, we charge per liter, that's per the 240 liter bin. So the Aboboya people, what they normally do, they will negotiate the price with you, depending on the work depending on the refuse that you have dumped there. And more often than not, what happens is if it's not, once it's not in a bin, and they cannot, attribute, they cannot easily determine the volume, whether it's going to be 240, then that is where the usual Ghanaian style of negotiations starts, and then these things happen. But if not, the people think that the Aboboya is cheaper, but then I bet it is. If it would all use the former companies, where the fees are regularized by the assemblies, it's the assemblies that fix the fees for the former contractors. But with the Aboboya people, what we term cash and carry, that one, we have no control. And we've been having trainings for them. And they also determine this fees based on their operation. Most of them do work and pay. So for the Aboboyas that they are using, they are paying for them. Most of them do not even own them.
Let me understand something. Let's assume I live at Dansoman Exhibition, and Dansoman Exhibition has been allocated to a company. Can a household opt out and say, as for me, I don't need Jakora, and therefore let an Aboboya come to my house? Or once the place is allocated, all the household must compulsorily opt for that basic compulsorily use that service?
The good practices. Dansoma is Liberty Waste and Line. The good practice would have been for all households to subscribe. And then if the collection was efficient, that means the households wouldn't have had challenges. But then I admit that Liberty Waste, for instance, have challenges. So for some reason, that place has been invaded by the informal sector. And that is one of the challenges Dansoma is facing that we have to admit as an association. So we know that there are genuine challenges in places like Dansoma because the service provider is also challenged. So going forward, we've been training them.
No, don't worry. I'll come to the training. You see, I'm trying to understand certain fundamentals about how you work. So before you get into
you do not have that choice per the assembly bylaws. If the service providers were efficient in delivering their services, the household has no right to go in for the Aboboya. But because the service providers have not been efficient in delivering their services, that is why now the household has options of going in for the Aboboya.
Fair enough. Now, when the Aboboya collects the refuse, under this arrangement of household coming to an Aboboya, not under the arrangement of I have asked you to collect for me as a regular company. So when an Aboboya comes to my house under this informal arrangement, do we know where they send the refuse they collect?
That's a very good question. Most of them, as I've indicated earlier, those working under the cooperatives, we demand that their Aboboya is covered and then they dispose of at the right places. So they normally would go to the dump site or the transfer station. But most of them that are not with the association, those that we are not able to coordinate the activities, they are the ones that have been dumping illegally. And as a result, you realize that we have a lot of illegal dumps springing up all over Accra. When you go to corners, even on the streets, even the whole University of Ghana community by the roadside, you see illegal dumping. And they do these things in the night. So this is where we need assemblies to also come on board so that we can enforce the bylaws as far as illegal dumping is concerned in the city.
So help me with this. How many members do you have as an association, roughly, in terms of companies? How many companies are under the ESPA?
The entire Ghana, we have about 106 formal companies. And then with the informal sector, believe it or not, they form the bulk and the majority. With the informal, we have close to about 7,000 membership.
So this will be 7,000 individuals who own a Bola taxi or a tricycle or an Aboboya?
No, with the Bola taxi group, they will be around 5,000. We have the sachet pickers, we have the scrap dealers, and then...
So the 7,000 is who? So when you say informal 7,000, who are these 7,000 people?
The informal sector, that's the breakdown that I'm giving.
So the informal sector is 7,000, of which Bola taxi is 5,000.
Almost 5,000.
So the informal sector are more than the formal sector by a wide number.
Yes, that one is.
But if you look at, hold on, I'm coming. If you look at the waste carrying capacity of the formal sector, by that I mean, if you pick, say, J. Stanley Owusu, and you look at the number of trucks they have and the tonnage they can deal with in a day, if you put all the 106 formal sector people's tonnage together and you compare it to the tonnage of the informal sector, which will be larger?
No, it depends on, we are talking about Greater Accra.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then with Stanley, they have a concession, and then they work within their concessions. So what happens is, with the formal contractors, they have areas that even they themselves, they are not able to apply, and this informal sector supports them.
So it's not even clear what percentage of our refuse is collected by formal sector versus what percentage is collected by informal sector. As we sit here, we don't have that data.
Research has been conducted by the Garrett Project, and under that research, it was confirmed that they do about 51% of the collection in Accra, based on
So you are saying the Garrett research shows that 51% of Accra refuse is collected by informal sector.
The informal sector.
That's 51.
Yes.
So it's basically split 50-50.
Yes, almost.
Wow. That's not good. It means that your association has not covered the city well at all, because if you guys are registered companies, you have compactors, you have staff you pay, and you can't collect half of the refuse in Accra, and half of the refuse in Accra is collected by unregulated informal sector operators, then it says a lot about our sanitation situation, doesn't it?
The informal sector, Bernard, I just explained to you that they are regulated. We work with them. Just that we have a handful of them that are not with us.
No, when I say regulated, I don't mean that maybe Stanley also will say, go and collect Bola for me. Regulation in my... no, hold on. No, Amma, relax for me. I'm asking a question. Just listen to the question. I'm using Stanley Usu as an example. I am saying that the informal sector is not regulated because there are no standards. The Bola taxi and the tricycles they operate, some of them don't have driving mirrors. Some of them don't have lights. Some of them park Bola twice the height of the box or whatever is behind it, the thing. Some of them go and dump the refuse on the road in the night. So when I say they are not regulated, I'm not saying they don't work with formal sector people. I'm talking about regulation as in somebody who sets standards for them to operate. They are not. And if these guys are the ones collecting 50% of Accra's waste, we have a big problem. And it's not your fault. I'm just stating an obvious fact.
I admit we have genuine challenges in terms of the workforce now. But Bernard, you also have to bear in mind that it has to do with the communities and then the operational areas. But as I indicated, the informal sector that are part of associations and cooperatives are not performing illegally. Even the assemblies have licensed them, giving them numbers, and they even pay something small to the MMDA. So they are not working in isolation. They are working under the regulations of the assembly in addition with the service providers. So those who are with the associations are doing the right thing, and they also play a key role in terms of
a lot of them redistribute refuse. They are not regulated. You cannot do your former members. There's so many things you cannot do. If I see a truck labeled with a company name, because they are labeled, they can't go and dump refuse near Achimota Forest. And Aboboya can do that because we don't even know if they pay taxes.
So they've been identified. They have numbers with the assemblies that they are supposed to be working with. When you look at some of them, they have stickers on their tricycles with numbers. So they've been integrated properly. So we cannot call them as illegal.
Well,
except for those who are not part of the cooperative.
Okay, of that, of the 7,000 informal waste collectors, how many of them are members of associations?
The 7,000 are currently members of associations.
So which means that there are more who Oh, okay. Which means even a bigger problem. So there's 7,000 registered, and there are an uncountable number. We don't even know if they are whether they are. Just which means that
the population used to be about 15,000 or more. So we have another 7,000 out there who are not even part of it.
Wow. So about half of the informal are registered, another half are just on their own.
Yes, that's the challenge.
Okay, another question. How many waste transit centers do we have in Accra? The reason I ask this is that you can see an aboboya on maybe the ring road, and you're asking yourself, what's an aboboya doing on the ring road? Where is it going? Or sometimes you see them on the motorway. My understanding is that they are supposed to provide short-term waste management service. So if you pick the boiler from, say, Alajo, you are sending it maybe to Jowlu for somebody to collect. But you can see somebody from Alajo, he will ride all the way to Kanishi. You get it? So how do they operate? Shouldn't they be having shorter distances to run within community enclaves? Why are we seeing them on the high street? We are seeing them on the George Walker Bush Highway, on the motorway. Where are they going?
Thank you, Bernard. Ideally, that shouldn't have been the situation. For Aboboya, they shouldn't even do more than 20 kilometers turnaround. And even with the big companies, the compactors also should not do more than 40 kilometers turnaround. But unfortunately, we do not have easily accessible transfer stations and dump sites that they can use. So this is one of our key challenges. That is why you see them on the highways and then on the roads. But as I indicated, there are a lot of them too that are not with us. So they do not do the right things. And those are the people that take the risks and then they apply the streets. Like
sorry, I've kept you on. I'm worrying you today, but it's important. Last question: who regulates your industry? Who is your regulator as ESPA?
The MMDA. There's those who have given us the concessions to work with.
So the assemblies regulate you.
Yes. We normally have quarterly meetings with them. When we are not performing well, they evaluate our performances. But
the assemblies.
Our contract.
No problem. I have a challenge here. So let's assume my company, our concession is in 3 or 4 different assemblies. It means that every month I have to attend 3 or 4 separate meetings, right? Because some of the companies have multiple concessions in various assemblies, and assemblies meet at different times. So it means, and there may be different standards. Ghana North may say we don't have a waste disposal center. Ghana East may say we have. Tema may have their own issue. So you may be working for 4 or 5 different people overseeing you. That's not standardized. That's a problem, isn't it?
I'm very happy with this question. You know, the assemblies have a key role to play. They have the responsibility, per the contract to sign with them, to provide a final disposal site for us to dump. They have a role to play. They are also the law enforcers. They have to ensure that even the households subscribe to our services, the households also paying us for the service we provide. But then, as you speak, they also do not even enforce the laws. Currently, how many dump sites do we have? How many landfills do we have? The performance and fee-based contracts that we have with them, they are supposed to give us the final disposal site treatment facility so that we can also operate efficiently. What are they doing to support us? But that notwithstanding, the meetings are held quarterly or if there is an emergency. But we've been working with them, even with this National Sanitation Day. We are doing our part. In fact, government needs to look at the sanitation sector again. It's the right of citizens. So I'll just use this medium to make a plea to the government that our sector should not be relegated to the background. Kindly, as we speak, we have landfill challenges. We do not even have enough landfills for people to go and dump, let alone even to have government even pay their fees outstanding. So the sector is very important. It's the right of citizens. So government should come in and support our sector.
Thank you, Amma, for talking to us. No, okay. So,
thank you.
No, okay, Amma, thank you. Yes, Amma was Ama Ofurientri is the executive secretary of the ESPA. We've learnt a few things. 15,000 possible tricycle, bola, taxi, blah, blah, blah. 7,000 registered. All right. Half of Accra's waste is dealt with by the informal sector.
That's a headache.
106 registered companies. Some of the companies that are registered don't have the capacity to manage places. To give an example of Dansuman.
Yes.
So the informal sector steps in and arbitrarily charges you.
Yes.
So it means that in your house, the service provider who was supposed to oversee your place.
Yes, Crown Liberty. I haven't seen them in 3 years.
Good. So he's saying that because they have a challenge, the informal guys have come in and
but why are they still licensed?
And why is that has not been allocated to somebody else?
You see, that's the point I was coming to. If for 3 years the owner of the concession hasn't been able to provide the service, why does that person still hold the concession?
Your assembly is inefficient.
My assembly is collecting money from them.
Your assembly, according to the information we have, the assembly is the one that allocates the concession.
So if
for 3 years, if for 3 years Liberty is not been able to collect, how come your assembly has not given that your area to another person?
Mr. Kwakpo, for 3 years, Crown Liberty have not collected my waste. Why do they still own the contract to my house?
That's the question.
I'm coming to you.
And the question is that who sanctions? I think the assemblies should be doing this properly. You know, because if you go and create, I mean, people are saying there's no standard regulator, which I agree, because you see, Liberty may have a concession in Ga South and Ga West and also Ga East. Okay.
Yeah.
Dansoma may say we want to solve our problem in a particular way. Another place in Ga South may want to do something else. You get it? So, and the assemblies themselves, we know the assemblies are not strong. So how are assemblies regulating waste management companies?
Yeah.
You see why I'm saying that this gap of regulation is there? Maybe the local government service should be doing this, but I don't know if they're a regulatory agency, because local government service, they are like the civil service of staff of local government. So like if I'm an officer in a local government, like I work for the Ga West, local government service is my regulator. But we are talking about regulating an industry, not regulating staff or not over. You get it?
And Kojo Asante from the CDD has a great position on this. Says local governance is a local government problem. We don't need a ministry to manage it. You need an accountability system at local government. If there's a water problem in Adenta, an elected mayor and decentralized department of water will be responsible. We don't need a ministry for this.
Let's talk to Professor James Kwame Mensah, ASOPROF, Department of Public Admin, UG, but also
associate professor,
research lead on local economic development, urbanization and resilience, informal economy, informal settlement, circular economy, climate change. So he's our guy.
Yeah.
Good. We've done some work with him, haven't we?
Correct. Where goes work on the informal sector?
Beautiful.
Research.
Beautiful. Yeah. Professor Mensah, thank you so much for joining the program. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
So I'm a bit worried about the way sanitation and waste management is regulated in the country. ESPA tells me there are 106 members formally, 15,000 are boboyas, of which about half are registered with associations or cooperatives. Half of Accra's refuse is collected by these informal sector people. Some of them don't have number plates, some don't have driving mirrors, some don't have lights. We don't know who regulates them. So it's a whole jungle out there. What is the problem and how can we solve it?
Thank you so much, and thank you to your listeners. I want to start by saying that in this country, when problems start, we don't tackle them. We wait for these problems to escalate, and then we begin to react to them. This Abobo years started a few years ago, and in fact, they actually started by collecting bottles and certain valuables like metals, and then eventually it expanded into waste. So, over the years, city authorities or MMDAs were in charge of managing the waste. They collect the waste and they dispose them. So along the line, they brought in even private sector to help manage the waste by paying them. But they realized that this could not be possible again. So therefore, they shifted to the arrangement of polluter pay. So you pollute and then you pay. Therefore, they signed agreement with the waste management companies like Jekora, Zoom Lion, so that they these households are supposed to register with these waste management companies. You come to pick your waste and then you pay. Unfortunately, if you look at the nature of Accra, a lot of informal settlement, crowded places, so it becomes very difficult for these former companies with their big trucks to enter everywhere to pick the waste. So these informal guys saw an opportunity in that, and then they started collecting waste and making money. But the way they do their waste collection and dumping it is not right. They could dump it anywhere. So therefore, I remember I was engaged in some work for AME under the former mayor, Ajay Sowa, which led to the development of the Accra Resilience Strategy. So in there, we realized that, no, these guys are very, very important in waste management. So let's begin to bring them on board. That is when we started by saying that, okay, former waste management companies, work with these guys. When you are giving a concession, you need to work with these informal sector guys to be able to manage the waste, because there are so many places that your truck cannot enter. Then also realize that they cannot take this waste and go and dump at Sumia, or take this waste and go to Kong. It's very far away. And therefore, when they pick them, they dump them on the motorway. They dump them anywhere they get a bush. So therefore, it is important to create mini waste stations so that they could take them to the mini waste stations, and then the big trucks will take them and to their final destination. We also realized that these guys, they do not have driver's license, they just drive anywhere. So attempts were made to teach them and to bring the DVLA on board so that they could be trained on best driving practices and be given licenses to be able to drive. So for me, what I want to say is that these guys are very, very important because of the nature of Accra. It's very difficult for these former waste management companies to manage the waste. So it is important that we see a way that we can incorporate these guys as part of the former waste management companies. Zoom Lion, work with them. Jakura, work with them. Where your trucks are not,
well, Prof,
work with them.
From what the ESPA executive secretary told me, they do work with some of them, but the challenge is that there are some places that they don't work with them. So for example, he says there are some places where, because the structured company knows they can't access that community, they contract the informal sector guy to collect and bring to them. But there are other places where the formal sector company has stopped working completely. For example, down Soman, we are told that Liberty has not worked for almost 2 years. So the informal guys have come in and they are collecting and doing whatever they want. So it's almost like there is no serious regulation. And it seems to me as if the assemblies themselves, I don't know whether it's lack of seriousness or lack of capacity. Assemblies themselves need proper regulation because the assemblies who are regulating these waste management companies. I mean, Prof, are you telling me that these assemblies are up to scratch in terms of regulating waste management? They are not.
Bernard, it's a big challenge. 2 years ago, I did a study on circular economy. And I was shocked to go to the various assemblies and ask their environmental officers that, have you seen these guys carrying all this pack of plastic bottles? They said, yes. Where are they taking them to? They said, we don't know. I said, what do you mean? An environmental officer, you don't know in your jurisdiction where these guys are taking these things to, where they recycle them, the practices that are employed. You don't know. What do you mean by that? So I think that some of the assemblies are so relaxed that I don't know whether it's capacity, whether it's finance. I don't really know what is worrying them that they don't want to do their work. Because as an environmental officer, as a sanitation officer, your environment, you know every part of your environment and what is happening, where the waste is, what strategies you must employ, right? Unfortunately, these things are not happening. And I don't really know why these guys are not working. Bernard, it worries me a lot.
Meanwhile, so a couple of things to help. I'm told there's local government service. Some people, when I asked for regulation of the sanitation sector, somebody pointed me to local government service. But is that what they do? For me, they seem to be the civil service of local government staff, not necessarily a regulator, but am I mistaken their mandate?
So waste management is under the MMDs.
Okay.
It's one of their major functions to manage waste. So it squarely falls under the MMDs to ensure that they manage the waste in their jurisdiction.
So is the MMDs individually who oversee waste?
Yes. Yes, for now I have not seen a general policy. I have not seen one. But the role of waste management is squarely under the MMDs.
Do you think we need an agency like, for example, we have LUSPA, right? Land Use and Spatial Planning Authority, whose mandate is specific. Do you think we need like a National Sanitation Agency who are like the implementing agency of government sanitation policies? For example, you talk about waste in transit, all right? Those types of policies, you need an institution that will operationalize it and then set standards and then give permits and then, do you understand? Because it seems to me as if the waste management companies are alone to themselves. They can do anything they want. I mean, you have a company that hasn't done work in an area for 2 years, yet they are still supposedly in charge of a concession. If there was a properly functioning agency like EPA or some agency, do you think there would be this derelict?
Bernard, I'm so much worried about creation of agencies, creation of authorities, because sometimes I see an agency say, oh, because we are an agency, we are not clothed with enough power to do this. So if we are transformed to an authority, then we'll do the work. It is transformed to an authority and nothing happens, right? So I don't really think we need to get an agency before we can solve this waste management problem, because we have all the sanitation officers in all MMDs. We have them. So what are you doing? It is your function. Why do you need an authority to say that, okay, MMDA, sanitation officers or health officers work? No. You have to work, whether there's an agency or not. So I don't really think the answer lies with an agency. Because even if we have the agency or the authority, they're still going to work with their officers at the district level. Right? So they're same officers. So they should just do the work.
They should just do their work. We'll leave it here. Thank you for your input, Professor J.K. Mensah, speaking to us, who is a researcher in the area. It's 8:59. Lots of comments on other things. Caleb, let's move to some of the non-sanitation related comments and see what we can say on that.
Right. Good morning, Bernard. These are all still on the...
No, you read it. Right. Just read it.
So, Tema Community 25, Peace B, says, no water. We've not had water for 2 months. We are having a water crisis. It's not improved. We've been calling, but there are no signs of water in our taps. Please help us. Eunice Nate sent that. Good morning, Citi. Please, the Ghana Health Service must take a look into the activities of these boys cutting finger and toenails. Okay, sir. Common sense can prove they are spreading diseases. Also, to Ghana Water concerning meter theft. People around Ajay Kojo who are victims have connected their pipeline without meter. Why? And who is losing? Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
My name is Komla, a regular listener of your show. Despite announcements that Ghana has waived visa fees for Africans, many are still being charged $200 on arrival, leaving some stranded. Could this be misinformation or miscommunication? I kindly urge you to help bring this to the attention of the relevant authorities. Thank you for your excellent work. Good morning, Bernard and team. We always have a problem with water supply in Sogakopa. What is our crime? We live close to the Volta River too. So my lights went out yesterday. I don't remember how water ran. I don't remember the last time water ran through our taps. ECG has almost no media presence because they no more have Dubik Muhammad. That's a problem. That guy was top notch. Okay, you send that and says his legacy still persists in the.
Sorry, is this message related to the guy who said his light is gone off?
Yes, he says his light.
But he didn't mention his location.
No, he didn't.
So how are we supposed to help him if he doesn't tell us where he's?
I live at West Trasacco, close to the residence of an MP, the MP for Ayawaso North, around Ajingana Otano. For weeks now, we've been having power fluctuations. One phase of the house goes off and it affects me and the other tenants as well. as other houses in the area. Our phase goes off almost every day while the other phase is often on. It's irritating because every night I have to sleep in the heat. Even yesterday, the lights went off. How come only our phase goes off while the other phase is always on? Kwame sending this from West Trasaco. And I've had a lady persistently send me comments like this, particularly from Lakeside. Her face is always off while her neighbors have theirs on. Hello, Bernard. The vanishing credit is still going on. People are losing money, and it seems the PRC is not appreciating the consequence of this situation on consumers. I buy my credit using the ACJ app. The app analyzed my daily consumption as 23 Ghana cedis. Yet when I buy 200 Ghana cedi credit, it barely lasts 4 days. This issue is serious, and the PRC must act now to resolve this. It's draining consumers' income.
All right.
Bernard and team, please highlight the irresponsibility by Ghana Water around Lashibi between Vivian Farms Junction and what is popularly referred to as NDC bus stop. Clean treated water going to waste for over a year. It's been reported by the property owner, but to date it hasn't been fixed. Wow, that's serious.
More comments?
Yes, there was one that Ediqueno sent
this one
earlier
from
on WhatsApp.
Bawi. Can you read the from Bawi?
Yes, Nifok says, my concern is with ECG. Our lights are back to the popular Dumso regime, but this time without a timetable. Since January, I've lost count of the number of times we've experienced outages. When it comes on, it's either low current or it goes off the next hour. The last time was last night. Ni from Bawi send
and then there's more with the prepaid credit. This is from Kumasi.
Yes, please. With the issue of the prepaid credit draining faster, I'm at Kumasi. I live at Kumasi in Adreso, and I buy 200 Ghana cedis, but it doesn't cross 2 weeks. Then it's finished. The situation is not only in Accra, but here in Kumasi Adreso too. It's very distressing. Thank you. Foster sent that. Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
It appears that many of our traffic lights are gradually going out of service. They are poorly maintained and frequently non-functional. We need some traction on them. I took these photos on my way to the office this morning. Max sent that from Adenta. Okay. Bernard, good morning.
Morning.
Since mid-January this year, water has not flowed through our pipes at Gbechile Jehovah Witness area, Prayer Camp area, Bumper, Soldier Line, etc. Several attempts to seek clarification and explanation with Ghana Water Limited, both at Gbechile and Tema Regional Office, proved futile. Gbechile Chief summoned Ghana Water to a meeting during which they promised to provide tanker services to the community. As of now, we are not seeing anything. We've not seen anything of the sort. The MCA and the MP remain silent. Major epidemic is about to break out, taking into consideration the sort of water we are using. Please help the community by escalating the matter for us. Thank you, a concerned listener. Bernardino.
Yes.
Is this country allergic to street lights or what?
I don't know.
I live at Awoshi and Kay sent this message the other time too. I live at Awoshi for over 5 years, and our street lights from Barnyard all the way through last stop have never worked. The worst of it is the traffic light at Manguase and right in front of Odogono Senior High School. They've not been functional for close to 3 years. Ask how the students get to cross the road to school. And for drivers, it's even dangerous driving at night, as you solely depend on your car light. Something needs to be fixed. Case and that from Awoshi.
All right.
But at McCarthy Hill, Malam and Bawi have been going through persistent power outages almost every day. We suffer with power outages and low voltage. Please add us to your list. This is Eddie Queno sending this from McCarthy Hill.
There's still more on the power situation.
A constant and reliable...
Let your mind behind.
A constant and reliable power supply at Amrahia has become a persistent issue that we are constantly managing. Our phase went off yesterday, and as I write, the phase is still off. This is what we experience every week, 2 or 3 days without power. The phase goes off, and it takes ECG more than 24 hours to restore service. Frustratingly, their new district office is opposite the Ghana Christian University College, and it's just about 100 meters from the fault location. Nothing has changed, but it's rather getting worse.
So those are a lot of comments on many things. Water, electricity being predominant.
Bernard, please, this came earlier. Let me kindly add this to it. Andy Manome complained about water also in Tema Community 25 HFC flats. He says that they've not had water. His mom, who is over 70, has had typhoid in recent times as a result of the source of water they've had to depend on. So it's an issue that he wants us to add to the concerns.
All right. We're still taking comments on a number of things. You can notice that water and electricity are the two predominant. These are the basics. And then sanitation also, and traffic lights.
Comment on the comments.
Yes, comment on the comments.
Like a significant volume of information.
Charlie?
And it's a mere suggestion that if we could map out the concerns, so electricity, water, and sanitation. The electricity and water, we know the state agencies that are supposed to deal with these ones. And then the sanitation issue, well, we didn't go deep into transportation, so that's fine. Sanitation issue, we could circle in on, based on the locations that the texters gave, we could circle in on the assemblies that are responsible, exactly, and engage them directly.
That would be a good idea. We can do that. So the team will print the messages. There are more. Hello, Bernard. Defraco Estate Committee 25 gets water every 6 to 7 weeks. Hey. However, our neighbors get water all the time. Tankers are having a party. Charlie, once every 6 to 7 weeks. Charlie, that's crazy.
The water tankers are really in good business, and in some areas, some of our listeners in the past have even complained that the water tankers don't even get the water from the sources where they get them from. And I think this week we saw on the front page of Tamale where the tankers are sourcing water from. It's some dam that's unhealthy. And when we played the voices from Zenu, I wanted to comment on that particular one. You know, I've lived in Zenu for about 3 years. We had water issues. This was between 2018, a lot earlier, 2012 thereabout, and we had water issues back then. I'm surprised it's still the same. There's a big dam at Zenu where we usually fetch water. That's just for laundry and other things, and then you take a truck all the way to Lebanon to fetch pipe water. Now when you go to Zenu now, that dam is heavily polluted. People have built on the banks and linked their sewer and all of that into the dam. It was something you could have treated, and you've left it. It's going bad, and then on top of that, people are having issues with respect to clean treated water. It's a shame, the situation that the people of Zenu, Atadeka, and the communities in those areas are dealing with.
So local governance, local development it's actually something which has become a headache. We can't solve all today, but at least as Kakra said, we will delineate the issues, and then for the electricity and water, I'm going to forward the message to the appropriate authorities. So hopefully all the messages, so you know what you can do, separate the messages by sector. So the water ones, put them together, electricity one, put them together. So you do it and send it to me, then we'll know what to do. But thank you for your reaction. I got a voice note. Can you play a couple for me? I sent you one, if you can air them for me. And yeah, let's hear a couple.
Good morning. My worry is with the airports, the parking lots, especially the CIP, the one that when the main parking lot is full, they are moved to park. The guys there literally harass drivers who park there, asking for money, forcing to pack your things into the car, and when you don't give them money, they abuse you verbally. If you don't give them money and you move your car, and maybe you would have missed the way to where you need to go through and you set your ticket and have the access out, they will not mind you. They are really, really harassing drivers who park their car at the airports. And it's a nuisance. And as a first point of entry, I think the airport authority would really have to check it. It's so frustrating, it's embarrassing, it's a nuisance.
Hello, good morning, Caleb. Yeah, the water situation. My mother, she lives in Community 25. If you get to Community 25 Mall, you turn left down to HFC Estates. The same thing. The last 2 months, 3 months, water has not flowed. My mother is almost 75, and last week she suffered of typhoid, and she's nursing typhoid. So we have to send water from Tema Community 1 to her, and now change the water situation. Seriously, the water around Tema Community 25 on the Dawenya Road, specifically HFC Flats, Community 25 flat behind that place, the situation is bad. Let them check for us. Thank you very much. You're doing a good job.
Good morning, and your team. This is Robert Antieku from UK. Bernard, we've been listening to you guys, but you see, nowadays, when I hear you guys talking about these issues in Ghana, it stresses me more. It stresses me more. Abba. When? People are going, ahead of us. I can't understand. You are building a community, and oh Jesus, Charlie, my stress, and I'll pay me back to school. I mean, listening to you guys, I'm so stressed, so stressed. Common thing, we can't do it. People don't know where they are located. So if there's any incident or if they need help, how are they going to describe their location to the emergency services? Abba! Oh, Charlie, whether I should keep listening to Citi FM or I should just go mute, because this is bringing another stress upon what I have already here in the UK. Charlie, you guys should take care. Bye.
You take and put away stress. You are just listening to your stress. Abba. But when you think about it, it's basic things. So basic thing. And you go, see, if we don't solve some of these things, the painful part. Listening to this show, I was listening to my show, listening to our Monday show.
Yeah.
When I was in SS 1998,
yes,
99, I used to listen to Kwame Sefakai on Radio Gold. He used to call it, they call it Wednesday Talk something.
Yeah.
Talk Wednesday. Same thing. People will call Kwame. Say, yeah, I'm calling from Newtown. Yeah. The people, they have to. This is 1999. Kwame is still on air.
Yeah, there's problems are still there.
So am I going to do this for the next? I hope not.
No, the sad part is when you travel back to places you've lived in the past, it deteriorates. It's not getting better.
Like the thing said about Zenu.
Exactly.
Because for example, Zenu, and the challenge, Caleb, more houses have come up.
Yes.
But the conditions haven't improved. So you can be in Zenu, you find new houses. They may throw 1 or 2 asphalt road next to the place. You see some big companies near the motorway. So we say we are developing, but they don't have water. Yeah. It's like the problems are not. And I feel like we need to really look at local governance differently. Yeah. Okay, I made a suggestion. People didn't take it. I feel like if you don't put our best people in local government, this country will not improve. Yeah. If you don't put our best people in local government, because local government is where development starts. And we appoint all the people as ministers and whatever. The local government, they are doing their own thing. So I don't know if the government can change it. Because if your best people are not managing your local spaces, you don't have a chance. Here we are, we can regulate. I mean, a waste management company hasn't worked for 3 years.
They still hold a concession.
They still have a concession, and informal Bolak taxis are collecting refuse and charging anything they want. 3 years! How? Is it that and do you know why? We give them free money. If they needed money to pay their salaries from the monies they take for the service they provide, they will do better. They should even scrap the local government that thing, common fund thing. They should scrap it. Do you think that in advanced countries they give them that free money? That's why when you go and park your car in some area, they're going to tell you, please, if you don't move your car in 5 minutes, you will be fined. I think we have created a political system where we give people free money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you. So people collect money, they don't do anything. And so people are parking anyhow, driving anyhow. Yeah. Refuse management companies are not working. And people are collecting salary. And every year the allocation of this common fund is the biggest issue.
Yeah. Dr. Kofi Amponsa, my friend, sent this message. He says, a big issue for me is the fact that the service providers don't even provide reliable means of reaching out to them.
Oh.
My bin was stolen.
Oh.
Yes, stolen twice.
Oh.
And to avoid garbage piling up and dogs messing up with it, I resorted to the Bobo yard temporarily. I tried countless times to reach out to Zoomline to suspend my services until I got another bin. I even reached out to individuals who work with Zoomline, including sector managers, to get it resolved. They have been sending me bills for over 6 months now, even though they don't collect my refuse any longer. They have no means of verifying if your bin has been collected before you are charged. Their contact numbers never work, and if you are lucky it goes through, they never pick. Until service providers become reliable, problems with alternative solutions such as the Aboboya will continue to persist.
Meanwhile, they are, you know, and this is what I would say: if you don't create a system that works, you even bleed. So as he's saying, it's possible they are even losing revenue, they don't know. They are losing revenue, they don't even know. You know, no feedback system. Charlie, guys, Ghana, you know, the UK guys, some people have left us, so they've gone. We are still here.
We can't collect bola.
We can't collect bola. But then what can we do?
We can't find water to drink.
Oh, Charlie, why?
2026.
Why?
In the modern city.
All our big news every day, English, Parliament, arguing every day. What are they arguing about?
In the modern city.
Charlie, Ghana.
You see? Let me tell you something.
You
know? The reason why sometimes this gets disturbing and you know solutions will be far away. The people who have the solutions, they all move away from the problems.
Quick.
The other time you and I were having a very interesting conversation about how 60 to 70% of our politicians now all live in one estate.
Charlie? One enclave.
Yeah, in one enclave. All of them have moved there.
Yeah. Nice asphalted roads.
Yeah.
Everything's jet.
We knew where most of them lived a few years ago.
They all drive V8.
Yeah.
As soon as
they are going, they see traffic.
It happens.
Everyone has a motor. Okay.
They've shifted to that part of town.
Yeah.
The boiler gets collected regularly.
The rest of us can go.
They've connected their own water.
Charlie.
They are nice. The roads are good.
Water is pumped.
It's 10 minutes from there to Parliament.
Generator day.
It's 15 minutes from there to their ministry. It's 25 minutes from there to their
children are studying in the UK.
So why if
you don't stay in
so the Ghana is a cow to be milked to feed the beast. So Ghana is like the minefield.
So if
where you go and mine.
Yeah, if Andy Manome's mother at 75 has typhoid because she can't find clean water to drink, the person doesn't care.
It's in his back.
Yeah, because 2 years ago he or she lived that existence, but now all of them they are next door neighbors.
Oh. And they do business.
MPP, NDC. They are next door neighbors.
There are more MPP, NDC businesses in the system.
Yeah.
If you are in power, then I will take over. Yeah, then when you are in power, it means I take over.
And that's what makes this depressing.
Sad.
You know, that we can't seem to solve this problem. People carry big titles. Yeah.
It's really sad.
Listening to you, I will just wrap up by saying I just checked the look, the weight of work that needs to be done at local government ministry.
It's a lot.
I'm surprised they added chieftaincy and religious affairs. We didn't need a ministry for. They should have added it to tourism, and culture.
Right. Because local government is big on this.
Local government to add chieftaincy and religious affairs.
I think it's the background of the minister.
No,
you can't provide me clean. You can't provide the country with water.
Transportation is
and
not
sanitation
working.
And transport.
And you want to add chieftaincy
and religion
to that ministry, and there's only one deputy minister. Charlie, anyway, looking for motor insurance that goes the extra mile? Hollard Insurance has something special for you this 2026, and you wouldn't want to miss out. Insure your car with Hollard and enjoy extra rewards. New customers get to drive away with free fuel vouchers when they sign up. Existing customers get exclusive gifts when they renew, plus 24/7 free roadside assistance for everyone, so you're never stuck on the road. That's value you can trust. Call 0800 444 999. Visit any Hollard office or speak to your broker today. Men's Lucky Hollard, we've got you covered. Hello, I am your fuel buddy. I make fuel payments seamless, secure, and 100% cashless. That's just how I roll. For individuals and companies alike, I give you control and convenience and make sure you fuel your car or fleet without the hassle. I am the Omni Basic MasterCard Fuel Card, your new essential for the road. Visit any Omni Basic branch today and get me the Omni Basic MasterCard Fuel Card. Call 0302 758 555 or 0800 100 790. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. CIB, the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, proudly presents the second edition of the National Banking and Ethics Challenge. It's on the 26th and 27th of March as part of the 2026 Professional Banking Education Activities. Now, this National Banking and Ethics Challenge quiz is an initiative of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, designed to promote ethical digital and financial literacy among tertiary students in Ghana. The competition will bring together 12 universities from across Ghana as students showcase their knowledge in banking, finance, and ethics. The preliminary stage takes place 26th March, Thursday, followed by the grand finale on 27th. Venue CIB Ghana Auditorium at East Legon. Corporate institutions and organizations are invited to partner with CIB Ghana through sponsorship to support this initiative aimed at nurturing the next generation of ethical and trusted professionals. The National Banking and Ethics Challenge is organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers. For sponsorship opportunities and more information, please contact Sharon on 050 633 9248. That's 050 633 9248, or email sharon.gaitour@cibgh.org. This Ramadan, Nescafe invites you on a journey of warmth, gratitude, and giving. For 30 days, discover 30 delightful ways to enjoy your favorite Nescafe. From delicious twists to perfect pairings, each day offers a new way to showcase and experience the joy and richness of Nescafe, whether at suhoor or iftar. Enjoy the warmth of togetherness with loved ones and our specially crafted coffee recipes. To learn more, visit the Nescafe website or connect on social. Nescafe wishes you Ramadan Kareem. Alpha Delta Pharmacies, Ghana's first drive-through pharmacy, is pleased to announce that it will run its regular 24-hour service right throughout the Eid celebration this weekend. Enjoy our drive-through service at the Ring Road branch, where you are served from the comfort of your car. We also have a Kolebu branch which runs 24-hour service, while our Laboni branch will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. All Alpha Delta branches offer pickup or delivery services. Call us on 0551 400 999.
Now, when the world travels for greatness, one name leads the way. Litina Travels. Litina Travels is taking Team Ghana to the biggest global football event on the planet. It's happening in America, Canada, and Mexico. It's a 2-in-1 experience. We're uniting world-class football and global business in one unforgettable journey. Everything you need for a successful trip to and back is assured: visa to all 3 group stage matches, official tickets, return flight, hotel accommodation, insurance, everything is sorted. So come to our offices at Lisa Hotel, North Ridge, or call us 0244 260 789. Litina Travels, your gateway to the 2026 Global Football Competition. Now, when you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. We have Diamond 42.5 R grade cement. Is the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. We've been doing this since the year 2000. We've put smiles on the faces of homemakers, block owners, homeowners, block makers, supported numerous constructions. We are rated green by the EPA. We have the 32.5 R grade as well. Great value for you. We are all over the country. Our factories are in Aplao, Takoradi, and Buepe. Please call us on 0244 313 368. Diamond cement is still as hard as a diamond. Just so you know, South African Airways, aside flying to Johannesburg and Cape Town, would like to fly you to Lusaka in Zambia to continue the Fugu conversation. Also Mauritius for relaxation vibes, to Perth in Australia, or to Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, Abidjan, our next door neighbors, and many other of our growing destinations. So now you know. Fly SAA for an enhanced flying experience. Book flysaa.com. Contact 0244 344 583 for all your preferred travel agent. Get in touch now.
Don't forget, later in the morning, we're bringing you our on-air series on the Heritage Month. Frema continues the conversations on music with a very exciting edition.
Amazing.
But before we get into that, MTN Ghana invited shareholders to its 2026 annual general meeting taking place on the 24th of March at 11 o'clock. This is both in person and virtual. The in-person event is at UPSA Auditorium in Accra. Shareholders wishing to participate virtually should use their unique access code, which has been shared with all shareholders via SMS and email. The access link to the virtual AGM is mtnghagm.com and it's free for all shareholders. You can also call 054-582-3198 or 054-582-2920. Shareholders are reminded to bring their Ghana card as it shall be verified at the entrance for access to the event. We look forward to your participation in this year's MTN AGM.
Now, are you ready to take your career to the next level? Do you want to add that powerful legal edge to your professional toolkit? Well, the University of Ghana School of Law has officially opened admissions for post-first degree LLB and master's programs. With a first degree from any recognized institution, you're eligible to join, as our programs are built for everyone, whether your background is in business, science, arts. You do not need a prior law degree to apply. For the post-first degree LLB, the deadline is Sunday, 31st May 2026, and for the master's program, deadline is Sunday, 31st July 2026. Our classes are specially designed for working professionals from Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. so you can work all day and lead by night. UG School of Law provides a global legal education right here in Ghana with international partnerships with Ivy League giants like Harvard, Columbia, and UPenn. Call Naomi on 053-133-0203 or WhatsApp Oba on 055-137-1319. Visit law.ug.edu.gh. Don't just watch the future happen, come shape it with us. Join the University of Ghana School of Law today.
Don't forget to bring your families to the Back to Your Village Food Festival. It is a good opportunity for our children to sample the very best of Ghanaian foods, from the northern to the southern to the eastern and the western, from snacks to drinks to main meals. It's a must attend on the Saturday and Sunday next week. So that's 28th and 29th of March. It's happening at the Fuasalan Children's Park. It will be the biggest we've had. Over 150 vendors coming to supply all kinds of food. Make sure you focus and join us.
Too good.
All right, let's wrap up with a couple more.
Looking forward to it. But if you drive or own a car, then make sure you are protected with motor insurance you can trust. Provident Insurance offers comprehensive third-party fire and theft and third-party only motor insurance with fast, stress-free claims payment. Insure from January to March and enjoy fuel coupons and exclusive branded souvenirs. Terms and conditions apply. Visit any of our 16 nationwide branches or agency outlets or licensed broker. You can also call us 050-937-4928 for inquiries. Visit profitandgh.com for more information. Remember that the Ghana card is required for individuals and TIN for corporate clients. With Provident, man, you're covered. Accra, get ready. Ghana Impact Summit 2026 is here. Be part of the premier gathering on mobilizing local capital for locally led change. Join investors, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and ecosystem leaders for a powerful day of dialogue and networking on the 24th of March 2026 at the Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel. 8 a.m. prompt is the time. Keynote speakers include Amalate, CEO of Impact Investing Ghana. His Excellency Rune Skinbush is the European Union Ambassador. You have Alex Siedu, CEO Right to Dream, Hamdia Ismaila of Savannah Impact Advisory, and many more thought leaders in the field. So register now at GhanaImpactSummit.org to book your space. We're looking forward to having you.
All right.
Now this Easter, share hope where it's needed most as we celebrate with family and share joyful moments. Let's remember children in selected orphanages. We are doing the Easter Orphan Project as we always do. 0550-900-006 is the number you can send Momo to support Easter Orphan.
When we come back, we take you into our on-air series for the Heritage Month. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
When I was young, I asked my mother the secret of her vitality and health. She said, the right food, the right exercise, the right amount of sleep, and the right blood tonic. Nexcofa, the right blood tonic. Nexcofa blood tonic is fortified with iron and other essential vitamins and minerals for a strong, healthy, and active body. Nexcofa blood tonic is effective for the treatment of anemia, lack of appetite, and stressful conditions in both adults and children.
Nexcofa blood tonic, the right family blood tonic. Nexcofa blood tonic is manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA. Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Amfuega Senior High School is 60. Hooray! A legacy of excellence turns 60. Amfuega Senior High School is proudly celebrating 6 decades of discipline, distinction, and impact from March 23rd to 29th, 2026. The week-long program for the anniversary begins on Monday, March 23rd, with a brass band procession through the principal streets of Amfuega. On Thursday, March 26th, there will be health screening in the morning, inter-house debates and quiz competition later in the evening. The evening of 27th will see a torchlight procession and bonfire, after which there will be a welcome Bobowa night and kebab show. The grand 60th anniversary deba comes off on Saturday, March 28th, with jamboree and artist night in the evening. There will be a Thanksgiving service on Sunday, March 29th. Special guest of honor is President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. All students, current students, friends, and all well-wishers, come home and be part of history. And for SEC at 60, 60th anniversary, the deed, not the glory.
This damn patch again. Ebo, look at this wall. Every few months, the same damn patch comes back. I've painted it twice already. What is all this?
Kofi, you can't fight moisture with paint too. The problem is inside the building itself.
Yes. So what can I do? The house is already finished.
Simple. Gasem Super Strong Waterproof Cement is a new cement with built-in water protection technology.
Water protection?
Yes.
So it's just for repairs?
No, my friend. That's the difference. Use it to fix dampness and seepage. Or use it for new buildings, foundation, block work, plastering. One cement that builds and protects.
Wow.
Gasem Super Strong Waterproof Cement. The one cement that builds and protects. Build it right once. Gasem, the nation builder.
Feel the energy and reconnect with your roots this March at the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026. Join us for a celebration of Ghanaian culture and cuisine from all across the country. Northern, Akan, and Southern villages will all be represented. It's more than just food. It's about culture, family, and memories that last a lifetime. Let's come together this March to discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 28th and 29th of March 2026. Venue is the 8 for Sutherland Children's Park. The time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day. Interested vendors can register by calling 0205-973-973. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Gino, Didi Sheto, and Munchi Biscuits.
The Ghana Exim Bank
Bank is 10 years old. Hooray! And to commemorate this milestone, the Ghana Exim Bank is hosting a 2-day international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting GEXIM for the Next Frontier. The event takes place on the 25th to 26th of March at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, 8 a.m. each day. President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. Special guest and speaker, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue-Jari, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. For inquiries, call 0208-541-480 or visit eximbankghana.com/conference to register. Media partners, Daily Graphic, Media General, The Multimedia Group, Citi FM, Radio Gold and Channel 1 TV. And knowledge partners include IFC and SME Finance Forum.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Ramadan Kareem, a season of peace, blessings, and giving. Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing blessings into your home with special value deals on Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO. NASCO TVs from just $699, bottom fridge freezer from $1999, chest freezer from $1999, Samsung 6kg twin tab washing machine for 2,999 Ghana cedis, Samsung microwaves from 1,799 Ghana cedis, TCL 43 inches for 2,999 Ghana cedis, TCL water dispenser for 1,599 Ghana cedis, TCL front load inverter for 5,999 Ghana cedis, Media air cooler for 1,499 Ghana cedis, air fryer, juicer, stand mixer, and blender at all special Ramadan prices. Visit EGL showrooms and authorized dealers nationwide. Call us on 0503-159739 and on our website at www.electrolandgh.com. Electroland Ghana, bringing Ramadan value home.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. This is the City Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is the sound of our identity. We are still in the Heritage Month, and you're welcome to another wonderful episode. I've got here with me the guys who breathe music, who eat music, and they actually, can define music. We are starting this episode with Diakro.
Yeah.
This is from Oforiampons, released in the 2000s, and it talks about loneliness in relationship or marriage, especially when your partner has to travel to far lands to see greener pastures just to come and support the family. But sometimes the difficulty is when we do not know when our loved one will be coming back. And so we have to endure the difficulties, the lonely moments. But what can we do? Other smile, a better now won't call. Jimframa, Bodo, News, Mofayanko.
Chim.
Well, this is a beautiful one from Mr. All For Real, Ofori Amponsa Diakro. So when you are also leaving, the shores, when you are moving outside your safe zone to seek for greener pastures, let your word be your bond. Diakro Jimframa Ebu, Enti Odo Se Oko Aba, Onfa Osie Enye Oyo. Ensure that your word will be your bond. So if you say you are leaving, you will come back soon. Ensure that you come back soon, because don't forget, somebody will be staying back waiting for you. Don't just tell them to move on with WhatsApp message. That's what usually happens, so they tell you, don't worry, I'm going, I'll be back soon. They get there and they realize that no, they were not sure that they'll be back soon. So they have to send you, move on with the WhatsApp message.
I'm sorry, I can't come
This
back
will not be our portion. But Dada KD has one. Fatia Fatankroma is on the Somuji album. Nti se wo kona se obesa ba na odi ose ebe yo dia ne yehu se ene Fatia o Fatankroma pa yenchim.
Mede odache mimu kama niguzu wa menzo no dai odos rumpo oto ye ufata Mede odache mimu kama niguzu wa menzo no dai odos rumpo oto ye ufata odowe sisi maso anso wa asakata katemeni mi uno boso mi brothers from me Ostrensing onina, me fem padia grobe, me tida ne so se, so yeah, me sign the sum yeah, on coming over me so. The son of what they are set the drama se be catamania, and so there might be Jimunia my me, Obeka se be my funny man. Wait, not to me, or did you Mitini bio, baby, other Bessie, or Doctor, I see a man, and Papa, as long as I get them by, yes, sir. The baby in a bonnie, or you fatter. Don't be sure, I did pass show, waiting, I make go on that day, make go on, now me dear. Johnny Joe, and you me a dad, I didn't pass you. Yet in the rank one, make one, now me dear. Johnny Joe, I didn't pass you. Wait, and I make one, now me dear. Be baby, ni mo baby, ni who go baby, Fabico. No jamming go a video you want. Obe kwa defend me pefuno. Mi bibi ni mo bibi ni uko baby abamiko. No jami go a video you want. Obe kwa defend me pefuno. Na do fubi jojo me, pe me say swimming na do fuba baby. Me nyama getting kitty be oh yeah no. The kaya na matini so be. Iti mi ni huwa shemi mo. Kama ni gusuwa menso no da. Odi oda to me oate, amami huwa yefita. Be baby na boni, odo ye ufata. Odi oda to you, yes sir. Be baby na boni, odo ye ufata. Yeah, don't be sure no, I did pass show no. Wait and I go on. Now me dear, I done it do. I don't be show. I did pass show. And you me a die. Yes, me be round one. Now me dear, I don't be Good off fata, fatia fata, come on. I don't be
You know, when you know that it all belongs to you, he or she is all yours, you can now be at peace with yourself. A great one coming from the late, you know, they're all dying. Anyway, the late Dada Kwekudia, Dada KD. May his soul rest in perfect peace, that they are gone, but their works will forever keep us in good company. So now where do we move to?
Let's do Masanaba.
Masanaba, is it Achiame's Masanaba?
Achiame's Masanaba.
They say to err is human, to forgive is divine. Boni wo nipa ho, enunti ena boni fe free ho. Eti me koye. I thought I could be my own boss. I thought, you know, I could survive without you. But I've come to realize that me chinchina menya obia otesewo enti odo Masanaba enyumrei minimi nkuku nkaka. Everything that makes me me, we are coming back. Boni wo nipa ho enti na boni fe free ewo ho. Achiame did this one, and in Chinchim is redoing it for us.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right.
Sanambo, wow. See, about penny, Kwame Sansani, Usuba Bonne, Ujema, was a Jenny, Mikaida, Messia, Mano, Mrs. Otinga, was in the main to do, will be born, will be seen me down, with $2 will be pay our back to Mamma Two. Why say you get, which is so Syria, what they want to go, now we said there was a city and they go to Shrine High, what they been very funny, how bad I try to walk, yeah, when I'm what I said, yeah, see them, don't see I'm a pepper, with me, cuckoo, gaga, or the Sama, Uja, oh no, a chin, my bread. Minyo, Yasaro, Manante, my bread. Uja, oh no, a chin, my bread. Minyo, Yasaro, Manante, my bread. Messanambo, Biemio, Messanambo, or you way, Messanambo, Benubimo. Messanambo, Biemio, Messanambo, or you way, Messanambo, Benubimo. Messanambo, 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 Benubimo. Messanambo.
Know something? Just do this rap for me again, okay? Without instruments, without anything. So, Maya won't commodate a brow raho, me for me home to te dame straw, me don't to my pa, ne be frau, a home brasem pabwa, ne be shiao, tum say you, my crado, Mr. Guano, my what's him, wow, see your bab penny, Kwame Sansani, Usubam Bonnie, Ujame, me was Jenny, make I damn Michelle. Mano popo, Mrs. Ochiame, what's the diamond to we be born hoka, officially Ladies and gentlemen, one that we will always love, Masanaba by Ochiame. Ochiame Kwame, of course, and Ochiame Kofi. Now they've gone separate ways. Kwame is still doing music actively, and Kofi himself is doing so much when it comes to production. And so, in moving towards the end, so just around the time that we had Achame do Masanaba. I think Masanaba is on the Konson album. Yeah. And this was sometime in 99. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago.
That's when I finished secondary school.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. Around the same time, we had, great acts. We had the Lord Kenyas, we had Obrafour, we had Obuo, we had so many of them. I think that one man who also paid his dues, we've come from the high life era, the real high life, come to Boga High Life, and then we had hip life also coming in, and we've had great names that held on to it, So hip life, from the grandpapa Reggie Rockstone era, and then we've had the Achame come in, we've had all these guys come in as well. One man who today says he's no longer giving us these kind of songs, but we respect that, is Lord Kenya. Lord Kenya has one. I am from the Ashanti region, around that time in Kumasi. Baby, anyone will be far, won't it? Cheeky or you boy. Na say ye wo Kumasi street ne so edum ne ya kaso be ye boy ana kikim. What you say? Just say they are indispensable, they are irreplaceable. You can't just describe who they are. I mean, they are all in all the standard. Chiki oyebue. Medo one waye. Yenko.
All right.
Mr. Chicky, or your boy, yeah. Hey, Chicky, or your boy, yeah. Mr. Chicky, or your boy, yeah. Hey, Chicky, or your boy, yeah. About was so cool, but you was a guy that seek a foot show. People think I'm a shower to say you. Me, I be get that. Ingress, I'm on fair crochet. I need a show, baby, it's Rosa Robert. Very hard to share. Can I miss here? But who my points over the so over the egg, or Bassima, I'm for Jano, but then the deep walk. I don't quite Mama make up the Ghana Maya. Yes, and the Tunabasa, a promise so far between Mikasa, Massa, when you're with the car, or Barrow, or your real, and you're trying to make up the Woodress of April. I don't know. you. Talk Betia, may your call, Giuseppe, Akosia, why do you know one of me pay? Oh, what I am, Mama for supply it. It's a big quick and get them a quiet. Digina, one wire, middle, one wire. Friend of my banana, I saw a light in another baton. We shot the 2 o'clock, what's the day? What kind of body haunts is it a tool? We free town by what the DJ ever do was say hello, darling, hello, cool. Then I be the appreciate and I said, I'm cool, product P. Then when we be out, hey, cool. Make who I'm a banana in any woman. They can't any manager or no just summer. The nimble will settle, the nimble will be my. So as you be one on any woman, I do go move your jack, but no more wood. Oh, you go be my warfare, I ain't cheap group. And if I need the bottom, I say go from.
Jamaican.
Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, haven't we had a great time? This is the sound of our identity, bringing the Heritage Month alive, you know, as far as music is concerned. So we've had great, authentic highlife music, and we've traveled all the way to hip life era, where we've had the Achames, the Lord Kenyans, you know, blessing us with amazing tunes. But still, you know that you can feel the high life in this. This is indeed music of Ghanaian origin. In other words, Mogo. Yes, you know. And so it's been fantastic. Thank you very much always for being our guest. We've also had a great time, you know, coming your way with these great tunes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Don't forget that we are still in the Heritage Month. And so we are gone now, but we still are with you. Help me say a big thank you to the amazing Chin Chin Band. You know, I'm short of adjectives to describe these gentlemen. They do it sometimes even better than the original composers themselves, and that is why we love them so much. And we know that this won't be the end. They will join us again, you know, anytime, any day. Inchinchim is part of the Channel 1 family. Yes. We've claimed and we've owned them. Thank you very much for watching. This has been the sound of our identity in the Heritage Month. I'm Frema Edunyame. See you.
What